Did it really happen? What's good, y'all? What's happening? Mm. What's good with it? What's good with it? Hmm. Just getting into it. What they doing? What they doing? What they doing? What they do? Woo, woo. Hope everybody having a lovely, lovely Saturday. I've been out and about all day. I kind of just did my first little thing. Took care of my first little bit of business. But we here now. What's good with you? What's happening? Hey, the backup just been doing it. Just been feeling better on the backup. So I just been running it again. Hmm. Got you a new tire. That's right. Made you a little cheese. I fucks with you. Happy International Women's Day. Yeah, today's the 8th, right? Yep. Today's the 8th. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yo. There we go. Appreciate you, son. New member. We got it. We in that thing. Definitely keep let's like up the live, share the live, whatever we gotta do. Appreciate you. You know what it is. What up, Penelope? Yesterday was your first time using a live, Crystal. Yeah. There's a live earlier bashing Haley. Yeah, I almost did a live on DDG, but you know what? The reason why I don't like when I do content on stuff, when I make like videos or whatever, like a lot of times I don't be wanting to do a whole live about it. I feel I could, like I could definitely do a whole live on DDG, crashing out, being an idiot, but you know, it kind of takes away. I'm like, why would I do a whole video and then do a live on it? I don't know. Seems like it's kind of counterproductive with this. Feel like I'm doing two things at once. I would rather talk about something else, but we'll definitely talk about DDG crashing out. I'm sure it'll happen in this motherfucker because yeah, that dude's an idiot. DDG is definitely an idiot. 100%. 100%. Um, so many things. So many things. So many things. Uh that you could talk about with that guy. But here we are, man. Accountability is for men only. Yeah. 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 Oh man. Accountability is for men only. Yeah, DDG got a lot of issues. And Haley's not one of his issues. She's actually probably the only good thing, you know. Men and women both need to take accountability, not just one side. Uh, uh come up, pretty little pretty vibe. Little pretty vibe. You are more you are more you are more than welcome to come up. More than welcome to come up. What up, Nina? Yeah, I would love to know what do women need to take accountability for? I want to know. You tell me. Uh, I would love to know. Yeah, that live earlier was crazy. It was funny. We was in that thing. I know it sucks for her. Can't wait for the Darvo. Hella Darvo yesterday. We had our fill of Darvo. Man, man, oh man, was I sick of it. I was so sick of it. It was crazy. Yeah, he didn't want that smoke. That smoke was coming. He felt it. As soon as I started to press him, he started to say that weird shit. I was actually that's exactly what he did it. Thanks, Nina. Yesterday I was in the live. I, I thought this was funny. I was in the live yesterday. I was actually in I was in I know I did like that, Bo. No, it ain't on YouTube. It was in somebody else's live. Um so last night I was in live. I was on I think I was on Shannon. It was on Shannon's live. It was late. I was tired as fuck. I remember. I'm in the live and um I was talking, right? It was like my turn, whatever. I was talking, whatever. And in the comments, I noticed like a few people was like saying like weird shit. Like they was like land the plane and like, you know what I mean? Just like treating me like a op, like rolling their eyes and shit. And I was like, that's interesting. But you know what it is what I don't people disagree with you all the time. It is what it is. But it was just odd who like, who was coming from. I was like, that's weird. Then just chalked it up to whatever, thought that maybe it was a misinterpretation, to be honest with we got our signals mixed. Hold on, I'll tell y'all in a minute. What up, Jay, man? What's good with you?
What's up? What's good with you?
Chilling. What you want to say? There you go.
Like me and you both know your title crazy, bro.
Why?
It's like, wait, what's your definition of accountability?
When you take accountability, when you are responsible, when you take ownership of an issue that you are responsible for.
Okay, so only men should be responsible for stuff that they did.
What?
Only men should be responsible for stuff that they did.
No.
But you just said accountability is for men only, so I'm confused.
Yeah, the accountability.
Accountability means being responsible for something you did.
Yeah, that's the definition of it. I'm saying the concept of it. So the way that people like to say, oh, both sides got to be accountable, or men got to be accountable, or women got to be, you know what I mean? Like when we speak about it in general like that, that's more what I'm talking about. Like
what does it mean when you talk about it in general?
Like the issues that exist between men and women.
Can you give me an example of one of them?
Like abuse, like femicide, like child abandonment, like neglect.
If I'm being abused so if a mother or somebody, if somebody's being neglected, only a man should take responsibility.
No, like I said, I think you're missing the. I know. So I literally just said it, and you didn't understand what I was saying, huh? So again, you as an individual, you could take responsibility or accountability for whatever you need to or you feel. In most cases, men don't take accountability, right? That's a problem. But as a group, like you know what I mean, like as a class, accountability is only for us. Like we're the you know what I mean, like we are not every man. It's not all men, but it's always a man, right? Like that's how the saying goes. So it ain't like every man is responsible for every single problem that exists, but at the core of every issue in society, it is rooted to a, related to a man.
So you're saying that accountability is for men only? That refers to that. That would make sense.
How doesn't that make sense?
Accountability is for men only.
Mm-hmm.
So being responsible, your definition is for men only. So
no,
that's literally what you're saying. No, but that's literally what you said.
That's not literally what I said though. So it's okay. I think I can see what's happening here, and I'm gonna try to slow it down again. It's not that you literally just didn't comprehend what I was saying, and that's okay.
Okay.
I'm not even joking because I know for a fact I explained it pretty succinctly and clearly, and you still didn't understand it. And I don't think you're like trolling me right now. I think you're being honest that you don't understand it. Right? That's what I'm saying. So, like you can say you don't understand it. You know what I mean? But I definitely explained it properly. Right? So the issues that persist, right? The issues that plague society. You name it. Name an issue. What do you want to talk about? Wealth inequality? You want to talk about the environmental catastrophes? Like, what do you mean? You want to talk about war? You want to talk about famine? You want to talk about violence? Like, you name it, right? At its core, a man or men are going to be responsible for it.
Okay. So what does that mean?
That men need to take accountability for it.
So men need it. So I think men do know that we created the world.
We didn't create the world.
We're not created, but we're but what's on this planet, like, and but like the cultures, all that, like, men were. I think we all know that. So
what do you mean? The cultures?
Like what you said, the like creation, all that's a man thing. We create.
No, we don't. No. Women create, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you just said that that if you talk about wars or whatever, this, it's a man. I think we know that because we do a lot for this world.
No, we don't. We do a lot to the world. We do a lot to the world. We don't do a lot for it.
We do a lot. So we don't plumb like all the water that you drink. Okay, well let me put it in.
Yeah, this is crazy. Okay.
So the water that you drink, yeah, that we also responsible for that. The food that you put in your belly, that you get for your nice family, yeah, we put that in your belly.
Who's we?
So yeah, I think we men know that we do a lot.
Wait, who told you that? Who invented? Who do you think invented modern day farming? You think a man invented that? They didn't.
Nobody said anything that said nothing about modern day farming.
That's literally what you just. Well, what are you talking about? The food in our belly. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's farmed by a man.
What do you mean it's farmed by women? Work in farms too, brother.
Okay.
they're female farm hands. Yeah, they work in farms too.
Dominated by men.
I don't know that. Do you know the numbers?
I can find them out really fast.
Yeah, look it up. I would love to know because I'm pretty sure the majority of farm hands are undocumented workers. I would love to know. And I'm not even saying it's not men. I'm just saying I didn't even think I could know what the number was. So I never cared to look it up. How the fuck could I know?
%36%. I got that from USDA.gov. 36% of women are farmers.
Okay, that's a substantial amount of women. But go ahead.
So
that's significant as fuck, actually.
Significant 36. Okay,
yeah, well, that's over 1/3. That's over a third of farm hands are women. And
over a third. So that's like so you said half of women are farmers?
What?
You say half of women are farmers? Like half the half of farmers are women?
I literally just said it's like a third. It's a little bit over a third. What are you talking about?
So yeah, well, you said it's over a third. Yeah, not a little bit over. So yeah, just a little bit over a third.
It is a little bit over. Do you know how much a third is?
Yeah, 1/3. Yeah.
No, what percentage is 1/3?
1/3 of what?
100. Of 100, yes.
like 35 or 30,
30,
34,
33, 33.3 to be pretty, exact. So, and you said it was 35%. So I said it was a little bit over a third, which it is.
Okay, well, it's a little bit over a third. So that still doesn't, okay, so the food that you eat, 9 times out of 10,
nope.
or 8 times out of 10,
nope.
7 times out of 10 was farmed by
Nope. None of those. All those are wrong.
Most likely than not was farmed by
but it's in all honesty, this is irrelevant though. It's all of this is a moot point because if you by this logic, black men don't do anything either. Because how many black people work in farms, right? Like I'm just wanting you to know it's not because men are these great, these great people. It's because men
are great. Men are great.
Some men are great, but men overall aren't great though.
I think men are great. I
okay,
think that.
You think men are great? I got you, but we aren't great. And you saying that men are great because they took over these industries and locked women out doesn't make men great, and it doesn't mean that
do whatever they want.
They can't. They can't do whatever they want.
Yes, things are merit based, and if you want to do
things aren't merit based, sir. This coming once again. This coming from a black man already is wrong. Like I just can't believe a black man would say things are merit based. Like that, you already know that that's stupid. That's not right. You know that as a black man, you know that, right?
Well, so how the world works, like if you want to get taken,
the world,
yeah. So we'll have the USA.
Oh, okay. I was like, the world's a big place. Okay, so how the US works is what?
If you got like, well, if you network and you meet the right kinds of people and you are skilled at something, you're going to.
Who told you that?
So my mom told me that, and I am a product of that.
How are you a product of that?
Because I'm doing pretty well.
By what standard? What makes you think you're doing pretty well?
Well, I'm for a lot of people my age, I'm doing better than them.
Okay, that doesn't mean you're doing well, but all right.
So what does that mean if I'm doing better than the majority of people my age?
Are you doing better than the majority of people your age? Based on what?
Yeah.
What in what way are you doing better than the majority of the people your age?
Well, yeah. So I work on my networking skills.
No. I didn't mind asking you how you're doing it. I'm saying by what metric are you doing this? Money?
Well, I have. Well, yeah.
Are you more educated than the average person your age? Like, how many degrees do you hold? What are you talking about? By what metric?
So the money thing, for sure, definitely. My family's in the top 1%, definitely. And
your family's in the top 1%. Jay, man, I feel like I've spoken to you before. I think you that same dude that always says that weird shit, like your family's rich, but they're not. You're not even educated. I think you're that guy, right?
Well,
like you can't even do math.
What about my family?
Like you couldn't.
Well, how can you say that my family's not rich? What are you talking about? Well, how can you say that?
I just don't think your family is in the top 1% because you wouldn't be online talking. I just don't believe it. I mean, you could tell me all day long that I don't know your family. You're right. I don't know your family, but I also think you're lying, though.
Let me tell you a little bit something about
okay.
My mom is earned 5% of Berkshire Hathaway's network.
Okay.
So that just tells you a little bit about that tells you a little bit, not including my dad or anything like that. Just my mom alone is top 5% in in her company. And Berkshire Hathaway, the biggest, one of the most recognizable companies in the world.
Yeah.
So that's just a little bit. So
what happened with you?
What happened with me? She made it. She has a son that is into robotics and is a pioneer in robotics. Actually, robotics as a service.
But you don't. But I mean,
that's what happened with me.
No, but I'm saying though, you aren't. You don't even have you're not an engineer. So how do you get into robotics not being an engineer? What did you do? Like you literally, right now, I just asked you what is a third of 100%, and you didn't even know. So you expect me to believe that you build robots?
Well, I said 35. Well, okay. Well, I said 35. That's just a number coming off the top of my head. Okay, whatever.
No, I know, but I'm just saying though. Let's be real. I'm sorry. Nothing you say adds up. That's all I'm saying. It just never adds up. But okay, I don't want to. But you know what though? Here's what I hate. I hate how you guys always center yourselves, and then it has to be personal. And then when I start debunking your like bullshit, then now I'm attacking you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just don't want to do that. I would rather you just. But Jamie, I would rather you just look. What I would. I'm not. But you're not. No. It's not that you're not answering my questions when you're not. But it's not that you're not answering my questions. It's that you're lying. Oh, I think you are. So I don't like it to, and it's just stupid. It's like you're just gonna keep saying like something else, like you know what I'm saying, no matter what I say. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna be like, well, yeah, I'm doing great. And nothing. So your question was, you know, how I'm not. I don't want to know anything about you personally. I promise. I want to know about. I want to know. I don't. Sir, listen. What I want to know is why do you think that men are great, right? And you think that, yeah, you think men are great. Yeah, you should date them. 100%. Do you date them? Do you date men? No. Oh. Men are great. Okay. Teresa said, we are poultry farmers. Men took it. Sarah Tabor. Teresa said, by his logic, why do black men cost the U.S. economy $50 billion? Whistling Susie said, yeah, he's into robotics. He's a goddamn robot. What I really want you to do is I want you to tell me that. So you're talking about black men. You know, you're talking about black men. They're 50 billion of the economy. Do you know that the black community alone spends $3 trillion a year? You know, do we give $3 trillion into the economy every year, and we don't have, and like we're like we make less than like $20,000 on average, like way less than that. What? But we give $3 trillion. Wait. We make less than $20,000 on. That's a lie. What? No, that's not a lie. You mean what's the average? What's the average? What's the like maybe like 33,000 maybe, and I think that's shooting high. You know, you think the average black person in America makes $20,000? I think they make way well somewhere around there. I don't think that. What's the average? You know the average? It's in the 40s, man. The average white. I think the average white man makes like $58,000, and the average white woman makes slightly less than that, and the average black man makes less than that. You know, yeah, we're like in the 40s. 45, 47, something like that. Yeah, you have to show me that because no, you can look it up before you say it. $20,000 will never pop up. $30,000 won't pop up either. But what I'm trying to figure out is what's the point in saying that? What are you trying to get at? Well, you were just talking about black men being, you know, $50 billion to the economy, whatever. But you know, let's talk about the whole black community as a whole. You know, black women and men, and how it's not just black men, it's everybody. You know, when it's talking about black people, it's black women and black men. Because we give $3 trillion to the economy, but a lot of black people are dead broke. Yeah. So what do you think? So what do you think they're spending that money on? Giving $3 trillion to the economy, all type of stuff. I think necessities and wants. I mean, those are two. That money. Those are pretty much the only two things you could spend it on. But what do you think they're actually spending it on, though? Well, no, that's not. Well, that's necessities and wants are the only two things you could spend money on. That's it. No. Yes. No. You either need it or you want it. What do you mean? You either need it or you want it, sir. What are you talking about? Sure. Well, sure. But I think, you know, those things that they want, you know, it's not smart things. It's not things that people with. You think the majority of black people spend their money on things that aren't smart? Bullshit. Yeah. Okay. So what do you think is the most the largest expense for the average black person? The largest expense for the average black person. Where they spend the most of their money on? Yeah, I don't know. But because you said it's bullshit. But the largest expense is rent or mortgage. Okay. Yeah. So already off the bat, what you said is wrong. They spend a lot of money on bullshit. No, you didn't say they spend a lot of money. I asked you again. I said, do they spend the majority of, you think black people spend the majority of their money on bullshit? And you said yes. Then I said, what is the largest expense for the average black person? You said, I don't know. Then I said it's housing pretty much. So therefore you're already wrong. Okay. So you know what the next expense is? Food. Okay. So besides, you know, the things that are needed, you know, like rent and like food. Yeah. And after they buy rent, food, water, healthcare, necessities, how much money do you think the average black person has?
It's probably not a lot.
Okay, so how could they spend a lot of money on bullshit?
Well, so when we talk about a lot of money, it's to that person. If I'm only making $100 and I'm spending $60 on weed and $40, let's just say.
Hold on, but that once we already debunked that. Hold on, I just debunked that, sir. If let's I'm gonna use your same made up scenario. You make $100. No black person is spending 60 of that on fucking marijuana.
Well, okay, so let's say I'm spending 30 of that on marijuana.
No black person is spending 30% of their income.
That's a lie.
That's not a lie. Sir, you're wrong. What you're saying is stupid. I know. Use a better example because your example is terrible. So use a better example.
Okay, so if I make $100 and I spend
make it bigger. Make it more money because $100 isn't realistic. Make it more money.
Like how much money a month?
I don't know if the average. Let's say the average is $50,000. Right?
That's just not true. $50,000 is not true.
Nor is 100. Jesus Christ.
That's way, but I would call it 40. So 40.
God damn. Okay, so $40,000 a year breaks down to how much in a month?
40,000.
Oh shit.
Probably like 1,000 something a month, 1,500.
No.
2,000 or like 1,700.
No, more than that, about double that.
4,000 a month.
Close, like 30 in the threes, like 3,300, 3,400.
Okay, so $3,000.
Yeah, it's like 3,300, something like that. Go ahead.
Okay, so $3,300 a month. You spend so after your needs and wants. How much money do you want to leave? How much money do you want to leave on the table?
Well, 33. Hold on, wait. Let's do the math. $3,300 a month. Sir, wait. Calm down. $3,300 a month. Subtract taxes. So do 30% for taxes. So do $1,100 for taxes, right? So now you're down to $2,200. They got $2,200 to spend. What is the average cost of rent in America?
I don't know. I don't pay rent. I don't know. I've never been around anybody who paid rent. We all own our stuff. I don't know. I really don't.
Yeah. So the majority of the income is going to rent, brother. It's like 60% of their income is going to rent. Just so you know. So they only left with 40%. Then they got to buy food.
Okay. So what you want to call another 20%? So
yeah.
20% left.
Yeah. Then you got to pay for transportation. Then you got to pay for utilities. Then you got to pay, but the average American doesn't have $500 for an emergency, right? So that's the average American.
That's partly up to Americans. What we do.
No.
Yes, that's
it's
true.
Not.
That's true.
It's not. It's not.
Yes,
it's not true. It's not true. It's not true. It's not true.
So something that I've learned.
You ain't learned shit. You don't know anything about it.
Right. Okay.
You don't know anything about the economy whatsoever.
Right.
You never paid rent.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm gonna own a house. I'm never gonna.
Okay, cool. If you're telling the truth, that means your parents are going to buy you a house, and that's fine, right? You're a nepo baby at best, and that's fine. And I love that for you.
Out of your mind for me because I would never pay rent.
That's fine. I don't care. But that you never paid rent, you don't know shit about paying it, and you don't know how much the real world costs, and you don't know how to do basic math, which tells me that you don't know how to balance a checkbook.
Okay. Okay.
So talking finances with you is crazy. You don't know shit about finances.
So what do you know about finances? What's your budget plan?
And what my budget plan?
I'm on a
Sir, you can't talk to me about anything when you don't pay rent. You don't pay a mortgage. You don't pay a mortgage. You don't pay rent. You can't talk to me about anything.
I will never pay rent.
Because of your parents, not because of you. You're an idiot. You never even gone to school. You don't even know how to do. You can barely do math.
I'm in school.
For what? For what? You're not in school, bro. Stop lying. You're not in school.
Okay.
You can't do math, sir. You can't do basic math. You're not in school.
Okay.
You have to take math in school. What school are you in? You're at a university? What university? Studying what?
I go to University of Chapel Hill.
Okay, and you're studying what?
That's irrelevant.
That's relevant. You're not going to brother.
Okay.
Oh man, you guys.
And my girlfriend is she's a law student, but okay.
I didn't say anything about what your girlfriend does.
And a cheerleader for that school.
Okay. What does this have to do with you? See what I'm saying? See how you telling me about your girlfriend?
That's the people who I surround myself.
My wife has a master's degree. I don't. What does my wife's master's degree have to do with me? I don't have the education. She got it.
Well, that says something. Well, that does have something to do with you because that's somebody who you surround yourself with.
Sir, you trying to live vicariously. That's what me, and that's the thing about me. Y'all always trying to live vicariously through y'all women, right? Trying to steal y'all women's shine and glory and shit. Yeah, my woman is great, but that's a reflection of me. It's not. Your woman is great on her own. You're with her. That's fine. I love that for you. But that woman is getting her own. She's a cheerleader. You're not with the cheerleader, right? She's a cheerleader.
You're right.
Has nothing to do with you. She's a cheerleader.
I think she would be great without me. You're right.
She is great without you. Yeah. My wife was a cheerleader too. Ain't got nothing to do with me. She was a cheerleader when I met her. What the fuck does that got to do with me?
High school cheerleader.
No, in college. You fucking dummy.
All right. I'm just messing with you, man. But
you can't mess with me. Auntie said he flexed what women do. His mom now is girlfriend. Exactly. Your mama did this and your girlfriend did that. But what have you done?
I love women.
I didn't ask you if you did or you didn't.
Is that a bad thing?
Is it a bad thing to love women? Yeah, it's terrible. We all think it's terrible to love women.
I'm putting the women that are around me on the map.
No.
Is that a bad thing?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because you had nothing to do with their accomplishments.
I can disagree with that.
Zero. Nope. You had zero to do with your mom's accomplishments, and you had zero to do with your girlfriend's accomplishments.
I think having a child made my mom want to go harder.
I don't care what your mama told you. You in the real world, right? Because I'm an adult and I exist in the real world. You are a burden to your mother. You still are apparently because you don't do shit. So you are a burden to your mother. You cut your mother's life expectancy down 5 to 10 years. Her body has never been the same since she had you. If she had anybody else, her body never got to be the same. She lost a part of her brain. She literally lost a part of her brain. She gave it to you, right? Like you cost your mom a lot. She would be better off if she didn't have you. No doubt about it. Now she can tell you whatever to make you feel better as her son. I'm just gonna talk to you.
It's not true. You're arrogant, bro. You're ignorant.
Wait, how am I arrogant? Wait, how am I arrogant when I wait? How's that make me arrogant?
You're sitting here saying stuff like, your mom will be better off without.
Do you know what arrogance is? How does that make me arrogant?
Because you're saying stuff that it's like
true.
You think it's like
I'm saying stuff that's true. We did it, Joe. Gina said, he's been here before and y'all had this convo before. You right. He say the same stupid shit every time. Teresa said for black men it's 58K. For SW it's 50K. I got that BLS app. Oh, that's dope. Sarah said your mother should have swallowed. She should have went to the bathroom and took a pee and flushed you out. She should have took your ass to the restroom and sat on the toilet right after. Should have grabbed her douche bottle. Squash, 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 squash. Should have got your ass on up out of here. Should have got you on up out of here, boy. Trying to take that woman credit. Talk about my mama. Trying to live vicariously through that woman. But what have you done, sir? What did I do, Lex? Oh my God, man. Amounting to nothing. He has amounted to nothing. If your family, look, and you can go look up the numbers on this, but he is proof. He is proof. He's proof. If you go look up the numbers, of like, it's like the mobility chart, and they track like, so basically, black people that are born into money, like by the next generation, the money is gone. So so think like LeBron James and then Bronny James, right? Like, I know I'm saying like Bronny James is going to be broke, but I'm just saying like it's like that, right? So it'll be like if Bronny James or Michael Jordan and his sons. Look at Michael Jordan and his sons. He got some daughters. I think he got a daughter too. I ain't never heard of his daughter. I'm pretty sure she just flying below the radar, doing what she need to do, right? Doing what she do.
The pocket's getting fatter. What are you talking about, man? Say that part again in terms of, what do you say? The wealth doesn't transfer down within black communities. Is that what you just said?
I didn't say that.
So tell me again about fathers that make a lot of money that their sons end up broke, right? And
I didn't even say that either. I didn't even specify fathers. I just brought up. I just gave examples.
Give me that example. Give me those examples again.
I was saying it would be like if Bronny James goes broke. That's all I was saying.
But he hasn't, right?
I literally said I don't think Bronny James is going to go broke. I'm just saying him as an example. That's just so people could understand. It was just an example.
Would you say that there are more successful black men that has been transferred down wealth from their fathers than there are?
Say that again. That's the whole statement already is stupid. Say it again.
Okay, listen. Would you say there are more successful black men that have had wealth transferred down compared to those that haven't?
No.
No, right. But the ones that have had wealth transferred down, right, what would their conditions be?
What do you mean? What were their conditions?
Conditions be socially, economically, through all the conditions, through the 5 points of life, right? Social, physical, economically, spiritually, religiously. How well are they faring?
They do bad. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So when you start off with money, right? Black people specifically. I mean, this is not only about black people, but just black people in general. It happens to us more, like everything else. But by the next generation, the wealth is gone in black families more than any other group of people, right? So I was just pointing out the fact that last caller seems like he's on his way to being a brokey after allegedly being raised by a family that's in the 1%. Because what the fuck is he even doing?
So why do you think that happens specifically more within the black community?
Because of racism, obviously.
Come on, dude, because of racism. You married to a whole white woman, stop playing. You can't call it racism. What? It gotta be something more than that. Why is that breaking down?
The fuck are you? What does that have to? What are you talking about?
Because public, how could you sit up here?
Bro, you gotta stop being so fucking stupid. Like, just talk to me normal. Hold on. I'm gonna help you out. We're gonna start over. You gotta get out of your emotions when you talk to me. Because your emotions when you talk to me, they overwhelm you and you just say dumb stuff that I don't even think you're that dumb. Like, take it back. I said it's about racism because what else would it be? Obviously, if it's black people that are suffering the most, obviously it's racism, right? What do you think it is?
I don't think it is racism. I think that racism is a fact of life. I think that groups of people that are different races play as collective groups for the betterment of their group, and some are better than others. You can't sit back and complain because your team is sorry and their team is good. You a sports fan. You listen to sports. Let's break that down. Racism is simply groups of people competing for resources and benefit for the betterment of their people exclusively. Some are better than others at it. But just because you're losing at the game that you can play yourself, if the game is racism, because racism has to do with groups, as you said.
What?
And what's wrong with your groups? What's wrong with
all right, I don't think you understand what racism is. That was layman's. I know, but you don't understand what racism is, though. But so racism more. Hold on, brother. I'll let you go on your tangent. Let me reply. So racism is more like I create a game and I control the rules to that game. And no matter what you do, because of your race, and whenever you start gaining ground, I will just change the rules, and you will start to fall behind. That's what racism is, right? So it's not like, oh, it's just like black people are, it's just a game and it just exists and it just existed in nature. Like racism was literally created to oppress black people specifically, and it ended up oppressing everybody. But they made it to oppress black people specifically, and ended up affecting everybody. And thus, right, like I quote Mr. Mos Def all the time. He said it the best. He said, they say they want you successful, but then they make it stressful. You start keeping pace, they start changing up the tempo. It doesn't matter what you do because they control the game.
All right, so check this out. Would you say that racism is involved in cheating?
And what do you mean by cheating? You talking about infidelity?
Cheating. No, cheating. Just cheating. The cheating. Cheating in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Like Dr. Neely Fuller Jr. was talking about, right? In any shape, form, or fashion. Cheating.
Yes.
So it is, right? And racism is a game, isn't it?
No, it's a system of oppression.
It's a system, okay. So within this system, cheating is allowed, right?
Only by them.
Only by them.
Right? Yeah, not by us. We can't cheat.
Why can't you cheat?
Because they're just going to catch you and then change the rules.
So then are you conceding to them as your superiors?
They are our superiors.
Okay, so
I'm not conceding to them. It's whether I want it or not. They are our superiors. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? Like, it's not a choice. It's not like I'm choosing. Like, they got us.
Listen. You acknowledge that there is a power structure that is superior to your structure.
Right? That doesn't make sense. Say it again. What do you mean? A power structure that is.
They are superior to you.
They are, yeah.
Okay, all right. So you are conceding.
Within this system, they are, yeah.
Are you acknowledging that, or are you conceding to that?
Whatever, both. I don't know.
Okay, that's on you then. Very well. Let's move on. Accountability is for men only. Okay. Drop some jewels on me. I'm all ears. LA nigga.
Yeah. So accountability is only for me. Accountability is only for me. Hold on, man. The comments is going crazy, dude. Hey, I can't read the comments right now. Y'all tripping. So, yeah, the accountability is only for men because at the root of every problem, it's a man.
Okay. So give me at the root of every problem.
Mm-hmm.
So every problem.
Yeah, you name it.
So a problem is when a motherfucker fucking gets up in the morning and fucking stubs his toe. That's a man's problem. That's at the root of man.
No, that's not a problem. But okay.
So some self-accountability has to fucking play in this shit, even for men. Because listen, I believe that yes, men are to hold the weight. That part is I'm rational, bro. That part is not the issue. But accountability is a reality. So if check this shit out. If Paul goes around the corner and robs Peter, right? And then comes back around the corner and tell everybody it's John, should John get fucking locked up for that?
No.
So because why?
He didn't do it.
Because he didn't do it. Because he wasn't what? Accountable for that shit.
Responsible.
Yeah. Responsible. Somebody.
But I'm not. But what's the relevancy of this?
The relevancy was accountability, man. If that went over your head, it's okay. Man. Listen, I just wanted to drop by and drop a jewel on you. No. I'm out for. I'll holler back, nigga.
All right. Hey man, y'all gotta stop in the comments. And they was in the comments saying he on powder. And they was in the comments. And they was in the comments saying that nigga was so powder and I couldn't stop. I was trying not to read it. I swear to God, I was trying not to read it. But there was so many people saying it at some point. I could not see it. Oh my God, man. They said that boy was on that fucking. They said that boy was on that. Hey, this nigga Mr. Jones got up here and did a whole playlist full of the most diabolical AI image raccoons I ever seen.
Hey, yo, you remember how he crashed out on me last time? So this is just payback, bro.
All I kept doing was seeing all them goddamn raccoons every 2 seconds. I was like, where this nigga getting all these AI raccoons from, man? Them motherfuckers is clean. This nigga going to clean that. Look, this nigga here going to clean his goddamn jacket I ever seen. Look at his fucking jacket. He got on a leopard. He had on a leopard print. Oh my God, man. That shit crazy. He bringing up snazzy raccoon photos. Look at them chains, man. Hey, is it Akelia? Oh my God, that was funny. Damn, that was funny. I needed that laugh. It's been a long day. What up, Auntie?
I came for one reason, but I just wanted to say something. You notice when he did his own scenario, he chose 2 men to be the people in the scenario. So even in his own scenario, men were guilty. Really?
Because it wouldn't have been believable if it was another scenario, if you think about it. But that one was the most believable, natural scenario. Like, yeah, this man goes around the corner and robs somebody, and then they blame this other man, right? Yeah, because we can see that.
I don't even think he hears himself. But I had one thing that I just wanted to tell you, and I can drop down. I don't know if you heard the story of Gene Hackman. Is it Gene Hackman?
Yeah, Gene Hackman and his wife.
What happened with them and why?
This is what I ain't even read the whole story, but his wife had a disease. I think I think that she was probably just on her way out, and bro did the dog, and then did himself.
So the story right now is that she passed away, and he didn't pass away until a week later because he had Alzheimer's. He was walking around the house, and the dog passed away because it was in the kennel, and he didn't let it out.
Oh.
And so what that told me was that lady was literally the reason why everybody was alive in that house.
Yep.
And I just wanted to point that out and put that out there. But yeah, so what they're saying is now that they've done the research is like she had that disease.
Hantavirus.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so she passed away, but he didn't pass away till 7 days later.
Damn.
And what made it even worse was he has like 10 kids, but he's so estranged from his kids that they didn't even check on him. And I'm all like, if that ain't a wake-up call for men, I don't know what is.
Damn, that means he starved to death. That means he starved to death or died from like water, dehydration, or something like the worst. That's like the worst death ever, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they said he had a heart attack and the dog possibly starved to death. But but the heart attack could have been from he just didn't have, like, he was thirsty and hungry and all that stuff. But I was all like, I don't even think people see the message. Like, when you get old like that, man, like, get yourself together. Like, that's why they should be accountable, because if you don't take care of your kids, they ain't gonna check on you. If you are relying on this one woman, you thought she was younger, and she can be gone too. And that whole house fell apart because of that. That's all I wanted to say, because I just heard that story, and I was like, that is something that public has been trying to tell them. This is what they can be at if they don't figure it out.
Man, I've been screaming it. They don't want to hear it though. They gonna keep telling me I'm crazy, but it is what it is. And you know what's crazy? You know what really pissed me off? I'm sitting here. Look, man, I feel like Noah. I ain't gonna even lie. I do kind of. Y'all know I ain't a biblical man, but I do feel like Noah on the ark. You know what I'm saying? Like I do feel like I'm telling, like I'm like, yo, it's about to rain. It's about the flood, bro. The flood. Hey, it's about, hey, bro. I swear to God, it's about the flood.
Bro, I've been feeling like that since 2015. I'm like, yo, listen, shit ain't okay.
It's not okay, bro.
Shit is not okay. They're like, oh man, be quiet.
Pipe down. Pipe down.
Now people running around with it like chickens with their head cut off. Like, oh man, shit ain't okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
why you didn't tell us, nigga? I'll punch you in your face. Oh, so you telling me you all good? Yeah, nigga.
I was raining outside. I said, I told you to get an umbrella and a rain jacket and some galoshes. I told you everything.
Actually, I bought them for you and dropped them off, and your ass was like, nah, I ain't putting them on. Why would I wear that? It ain't even raining outside. Okay.
Not only that, they said rain don't exist.
Yeah, that's what
it ain't no rain. It don't even exist. What are you talking about?
They blame women for the rain. They said it's only gonna rain on women. Like, goddamn. All right. Y'all got it. Black Star said, Mr. Jones, raccoons got their tax money. Oh shit.
Money to drop Mr. Jones for that blue raccoon. When I tell you I had the greatest collection of raccoon pictures, my son be making them joints. He send them to me.
Hey, them shit's top notch. Them shits was top notch. And that nigga had on a whole pimp suit. Yeah.
Where you get the change? One of my greatest lines from all time. It's not even mine, but it's the thing I like to say the most is, how do them joints taste? Because the way that dudes be caping for other dudes, and especially the orange cheeses, I'm like, yo, them like you got them all in your mouth.
Throat.
Like, what do they taste like?
Gargling. I love it. That's why I had to ask old boy earlier. Hey, old boy earlier said, men are great. I said, how many men have you dated?
I text you about it. I got a block. I can't stand bro. Like, men are great. Well, and that's what I said. Yo, man, I told you I'm gonna send you that recording, and I keep forgetting to do it. Where dude like blew up on me. He called in from YouTube, lost his mind on me, kept calling me a homophobe and stuff like that. Because I said, bro, you keep making comments about the way I look. I said, are you into men? I said, and then another man called in and you jumped right on his side to defend him. I said, it seems like you should be dating men. And bro just blew up on me. Lost his mind. I
don't know why that's such a shocking thing to say. Because I be feeling like that shit all kind of low-key track. I be like, well, the thing is gay men that I know of, DL men be hating women, but gay men don't be hating women like that. Like, not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't nobody.
Homophobes typically.
Yes.
And this has been tracked by Stanford. This has been tracked by Harvard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can show you like 19 different studies. People that are the most homophobic are also the most turned on when they show them.
Oh no, I believe that's what I was saying. That's the DL. That's a DL. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can see DL dudes that being the case, but like straight up gaming, like, nah, like gay men are not. They love the women. Like, what did y'all talking about? I don't mean like literally like every last one, but they definitely like women more than me. And also, like somebody said that to me today. He was like, "Oh, he was trying to say I was gay." He was like, "Cause you be pandering to women or whatever." And I was like, "Well, that's an oxymoron." But anyways, it could be like, even if I were gay, it could be because if I am a gay man and I am feminine presenting in the world, that I experience the world similarly to the way that women experience the world. So that would make sense that I would side with him, right? Like, because I actually am having a lot, and I date men, you know what I'm saying? So I date men and I experience the world as a feminine presenting person. I see a lot of what women go. I can't see everything that they go through because I'm still a man, but I see a lot of what they're going through. Duh, maybe I might start side, you know what I'm saying? Like, wouldn't that make sense? Like, I don't understand.
What I said was, it really set him off though, is I said, I said, I'm sitting there, all conservative men are, you know what I'm saying, like, are at least bi, at minimum bi. Mm-hmm. And bro lost his shit.
Minimum bi. I know he was sick.
Seriously, because conservative simply means that I don't like women. That's all it means to me.
And black people.
That's all conservative means to me. I don't like women. I tell people, look at the prison system. As much as black people they turn in the prison so much. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like when they don't have women around, they like whatever hole fits. Like they don't even care. I think more or they just don't want to admit it because socially they don't want to admit it. But you put them in the right atmosphere, they'll stick it in anything.
My thing is I think that's fine. I just hate how men act like it's like that's why I be saying sexuality. Sexuality is a spectrum because. Yeah. There are men, I bet there's a lot of men who, if they never went to prison or they were never in those circumstances, it don't even just prison, the military, whatever. If they weren't in those circumstances, they wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, it's just, everybody got the gene because we all human at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all human at the end of the day. So, yeah, if you put somebody in a, if you put somebody in that situation, like, yeah, anybody will do that shit, man.
Yeah.
Not everybody.
I'm about to. Your boy Mello comments already upset.
I see.
I'm about to start this bonfire in my backyard and chill out, but I'm gonna be listening in the comments.
All right, Auntie. J-Man, they paid to drop you, brother. You come from look. Prove me wrong, J-Man. You come from a 1% family.
Send that money.
Send that money, bro. It's only 200 to come back up. Oh, he ran. See. Hey, brother. I had you. I was gonna let you rock out, family. What up, Kay?
Y'all been missing my live solos, so I just want to say down low. Keep it on the down low. CJ told us all he listened to R. Kelly and that's his favorite artist, and he still listened to him. That shit fucked me up.
That shit was wicked.
Already shitty, but that made it worse.
He was like, R. Kelly, what? What'd he do? I was like, nigga. He was like, hell yeah. R. Kelly, Robert Owenthu Kelly. Yep. That's my favorite artist. I was like, wait, Kelly? Had to get that nigga a diabolical middle name.
Would have seen the young girls coming in and he would have been like, you know what? Hell yeah.
Oh my God. Hey,
like a motherfucker.
You know what video was on my timeline like 2 days ago? And I ain't gonna even lie, I watched that motherfucker like 5 times. Didn't laugh. I didn't laugh because it was just so, I was just like, how did y'all niggas let him get away with this shit for so long? It was a video of that nigga R. Kelly, and he was like, y'all know what I'm talking about. The nigga on stage, right? And he like unzip his pants, and then they make the sound, they go like zoop, and then the nigga like do like this, and they make the, then you go boo, and then I watched that shit like 5 times. I was just sitting there like, why would y'all do that? It was at that same concert, Jay. It was at the do you have the Passport concert? I was literally watching it. I just watched it. I was just like, why? Y'all was at the show like dude, what y'all listen to what I'm saying. I was sitting there thinking about the people in the crowd. I'm like, y'all at the show like, yeah, that's cool. Like that was crazy. That was not even just because that was R. Kelly. That was crazy. That was a crazy ass reenactment of some shit. That nigga did, and the woman shot across the room. I was like, nigga, what the fuck? This nigga got Inspector Gadget dick. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. They could look what they gonna do. They didn't have to cheer. They was in the crowd like, I was like, nah, nigga. I'd have been looking at the homie like,
just like when Trey Songz spit in that girl mouth, and everybody was like,
was it consensual?
Yeah, she wanted it.
All right.
God damn. He had that shit up from the depths of his balls.
What?
Hey, go drink some tea and go to bed. It's not.
Kay sounded like worse than me right now.
Hey, Mr. Jones, bang my cash out for my medicine ball fund. I had 2 medicine balls from Starbucks. It ain't working. You need a body and a nap.
Yeah, you might need to take a shot at something straight.
Hey, don't worry. I'm gonna go to the liquor store and get some Jack Daniels to pump in there.
Yeah, go on it. Yeah, just put it in her coffee or something for her. Swirl it around a little bit. She'll be all right. Teresa said, until he said
somebody spit in your mouth.
her husband. That sounds like a fun time when you do it to your husband and your wife. Shit. My wife says she want to do that. How them baby birds get fed in them nests? That's how I be sitting there.
That's crazy. Give me $100 so we can drop.
Let my wife tell me this shit. I'm trying to see son. That shit look fun. I don't know what y'all talking about. We know y'all prudes in here. Until he said that clown man, Mammy should have gulped. Teresa said it's the racism, and she dropped the study on it. If what he's saying is true, black women are winners. Ooh. Until he said that untepid Hotep wannabe. I think he was. What up, Mello?
What up, it's been a minute. Y'all It's crazy, man. Y'all ass is retarded. Not
oh, God damn it. God damn it.
F1 or whatever.
Nah, man. God damn it. The live, by the way, the live got flagged in the first 5 minutes of the live. But anyways, we gonna it's the backup. I'm willing to take a chance. We gonna gamble.
Well, did he just throw a slur out immediately?
Just off the rip. I was like, where the fuck did that even come? We didn't even need it. Luck said 100 on me. You wildin',
crazy. I meant to say crazy.
There you go. All right, we gonna, YouTube, whatever, TikTok. Just calm down. We got it. All right, go ahead, brother. What's going on with you, man?
I mean, I was chilling. I kind of made a comment off of what Mr. Jones said when he said conservatism means you don't like women. I was like, whoa, I never heard that one before. So that's new. That's a whole new take on it.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, because I know a lot of, elderly people, men and women, that just live a more conservative lifestyle. And it doesn't mean men treat those women like shit and always have. No, not all. Okay, I mean, that's how you feel about it.
What do you mean a conservative lifestyle? What does that mean?
Elderly men.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. What'd you say, Jones?
Mr. Jones, hang on. Let me clarify this. Mr. Jones, if you consider 49 elderly, I was born in 75. So, do you call that elderly?
You sound
a rough life.
Yeah, you sound elderly, but you're not elderly though.
No, I mean my voice has always been the same for the last 20 years.
Yeah,
it hasn't changed.
Yeah,
I always had this voice.
Yeah.
With you, my bell pepper brother. What's up, Nella? How you been, my mushroom sister from another mother?
What?
Stay as usual.
Damn, man. But go ahead, brother. Yeah, conservative is up.
I mean, like I said, Mr. Jones has kind of said I was upset about it. I mean, no, I wasn't. That's just a new take on conservative. I mean, I just never heard anyone say that before.
Conservative definitely mean. What are you conserving? Hold on, wait. Think about it in this country, right? What are you preserving? What do you want to conserve? Think about it.
You want to conserve prices. You never want prices to raise up, so you kind of want to be conservative when it comes to the economy. Don't you wish you had 1970s, 1980s prices? No. Like, hold on. In 1970s, 1980s, gas was like $7, $8 a gallon. What are you talking about?
And that was in the 80s.
Wait a minute, hold on. Watch the movie Car Wash. 1970s gas was like 79 cents. So we had multiple gas shortages in both the late 70s and the early 80s. Gas was under $1.07 a gallon back in the 80s.
Gas was under $1 when I was driving in high school.
So that's why I said, to me, that could be what's considered conservative back when life was simpler without all these complications.
But that's not conservative, though. That's not what.
Bro, like, hold on. Who allowed the corporations to just start gouging prices? Do you truly think that it costs the corporations so much more money to transport goods and services and produce, you know what I'm saying, products and food for that matter? You think it's really that much more expensive? Because it's not. Mr. Jones, you will never catch any argument with me about that. Corporate greed drives everything.
I'm still trying to.
They're the ones who want to allow for it. They're the ones who gave them the platform. I'm about to hop down, but I'm with Mello. Bring crack back. Because you know crack wasn't really killing nobody. This fentanyl and stuff is killing. That's crazy. No, but hey, Pub, but see, she has a point. I've always thought way different than everyone. People blame the dealers. Talking about that CRA, what she was just talking about. I always blame the users. Because nobody forced nobody to take nothing.
The users?
Yes. I've never taken it. Just like people that drink excessively, nobody's forcing them to do it. They do that because they want to do it. They go find liquor stores. They go out and seek these places. I've been standing on the corner and somebody rolled up on me, was like, hey, you holding? I'm like, no, man, you need to go down another block. People seek out this stuff. If there wasn't a demand for it,
hold on, wait. A smoker walked up to you and asked you, was you holding? And you said no?
Somebody driving. Drove up. I was standing on the corner. You know,
they was in a car?
Yes.
And they wasn't even from your hood?
Nope.
I'd have took all their money. I'd have took all their money. I'd have said, wait right here. I'll be right back. What how much you want? I'd have said, how much you want? I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the spot. I got you, nigga. What? And they not from my hood, so I don't know this nigga. You just pull up on the block. Oh yeah, I'd have took all their money. All their money. Absolutely. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. That pissed me off.
To just say that people always blame the dealer, but dealers will go out of business if there wasn't a supply and demand. Somebody is running around buying up all this stuff. It's a business. When businesses don't have customers, they go out of business.
Are there more buyers or sellers?
So Reagan has no culpability whatsoever is what you're telling me. I'm saying this. Just like during, what was it, Prohibition? People who brought it here have no culpability. The bootleggers went out and found people that was making that stuff.
Sorry, wait, let me, but Mello, wait. Are there more buyers or sellers?
I think there's more buyers.
Of course there's more buyers.
But why?
Because
we don't prioritize healthcare in this country. That's why, especially mental health care.
You can thank Reagan for that too.
Right. So my whole point in saying that, and we demonize poverty instead of doing something to correct it.
Yeah,
I agree with you there.
Yeah. So, and why do you think so many people choose to self-medicate?
Same reason why so many people choose to drink liquor.
Self-medication that's the same thing. Why do people want to self-medicate?
I mean, right. But what I'm saying is since it couldn't be regulated, that's why there was a problem with it. But
wait. What couldn't be regulated?
The distribution and manufacturing of where they was, creating all this stuff at. Like
what?
The government couldn't tax, like for the longest, weed was illegal. I mean, I don't know if that's, you can't say that on TikTok, but now why do you think most states are making marijuana legal?
Because they can make money off of it.
Exactly. But at first, they couldn't figure out how to monetize it and capitalize off of it. So
it was legal. It used to be legal. Then they made it illegal, and then George Washington used to smoke. This shit is. What are you, bro? I don't know what the fuck you talking. You know that cocaine used to be legal too, right? You know heroin used to be legal. You know opiates used to be like. What are you talking about, bro? The pharmaceutical industry said we cannot let people be in control of this stuff. We need to control the market. So they made it illegal. That's why it wasn't because they couldn't regulate it. What the fuck are you talking about? They can regulate anything. They can regulate the air we breathe.
By regulate, I mean that stuff was being made all over, flowing in from all over, blah blah blah. So they couldn't really put that.
Any fucking. What are you talking about? That's what do you mean? This is what do you? I'm not understanding. What do you? What? I'm so confused. Like, what do you really believe that that's what happened?
You can say, or you can believe what you want to believe, but there's a reason why it's legal now. And 30 years, 40 years ago, it wasn't legal.
I told you the reason. Because
the government can profit off of it now.
They always could profit off of it, but now they're in. Those companies are
more by being criminalized. They profit more by being criminalized. From the arrest to the court fees that they're able to collect to the privatized prisons. Like, what are you talking? They profit more off of it with it being criminalized.
Damn.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I think you did. It's okay, Mello. This shit is crazy. We didn't open up I didn't even expect to have this conversation right now, but yeah,
But no, back to what I was saying. So I mean, you kind of pulled me up there. The only thing he said was conservative means you dislike women.
It does.
I never heard it. I said, I never heard that before.
I agree with that.
Elderly women and elderly people.
Hold on, but you said you want to go back to the 70s and 80s, bro. In the 70s,
I never said
shouldn't get a loan, get a credit card. You know what I'm saying? Get a mortgage.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
They could get raped. They could get raped by their husbands. Nothing way they get punching them out by their husbands.
See, you just went down a totally different.
You weren't allowed to get a divorce without having.
I said conservative prices. I didn't say conservative ideal.
Hey, are you willing to go back to slavery? Are you willing to go back to slavery? But hold on. Hold on, wait. Are you willing to go back to slavery because the prices were lower?
I don't know nothing about slavery. As far as that's crazy, I know nothing about slavery prices. So I'm not even answering that one. Nothing about slavery prices.
This is why accountability is only for me.
No, he just threw that out there as if, yes, let's go back to slavery so that we could get low prices. Yeah, okay. That's one of the questions where it's not even worth answering.
I mean, if you don't have to pay for labor at all, and all of your things are, you know what I'm saying, harvested or created for free, obviously the prices don't have to be high. Don't do that.
Yes, but who was the laborers?
Oh, so as long as women are still subjugated and prices are low, you're good.
So women were the only laborers during slavery?
Bro, is that what I just said?
Okay, so therefore, say the complete picture, not just part of it.
You said who are the laborers? Obviously, black people. So as long as black people are not enslaved, right? As long as black people are not enslaved, it doesn't matter if women have rights. As long as black people aren't enslaved and the prices are low, you're good to go.
What? Where did you get that from? Is that what I said? The projection
like not have the same conversation.
No, I told you it's unreal.
Have rights I told you women didn't have rights in the 70s.
I don't think conservatism means the hatred of women. I just don't think that.
It is.
You may think it does.
Prove me wrong.
I don't.
Prove me wrong.
No,
Prove me wrong. I told you my stance. I laid it out. You know what I'm saying? You said you don't agree. Okay, you don't agree based on what?
Based on you're saying that for a whole complete generations of people that were conservative, all conservative people hate women.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. 1,000%. 1,000%.
I will not argue. I will not argue with your ideal about that. That's how you feel about it.
Forcing women to argue that with children that they don't want, trying to take away their right to vote, not allowing them. Shit, fuck the children. Even if it wasn't just about abortion, you know what I'm saying? It's about them not having access to care because abortions are being banned. It's because women are having, you know what I'm saying, miscarriages and bleeding out in their cars in front of hospitals. It's because 12-year-old girls are starting school as mothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't care about women at all. You don't care about women. You don't care about children.
Poor people.
Care about the well-being of anybody outside of men. And the crazy part is those men that you are caping for don't like you. They hate you.
What men am I caping for?
Conservative white men.
I talk to elderly women, black women that are conservative.
All right. Teresa said it became illegal because Mexico. Hold on, wait.
In between the washer and dryer.
I said, okay.
They got CTE.
How you feel about it?
They got CTE. They making they're making bad decisions. Teresa said it became illegal because Mexicans are unionizing. Because Mexicans were unionizing. Let me see. Somebody else in here. Okay. So I was about to say that. There goes Tony. What's good, Tony? Tony watching the game. I do that a lot. I do that a lot too. I ain't gonna even lie. Jason, who is Jason? My mods is in here. They can invite Jason up. By all means, please invite Jason up. Oh, there he goes. I found him. We invited Jason up. Jason, by all means, you can come up and get unmuted. I love to unmute people. I don't know. I invited him. Don't worry about it. Who is it? Mm-hmm. Where's Lou at? I would add her too. Whatever. Yeah. That's funny. Host, can you answer? Can I answer what? Hey, this person's name is Debate Champion. Yeah, man.
You already know they're gonna be trash.
Trolling. That's a funny ass name. Debate Champion with a little. I invited him up though. I would love to talk to a debate champion. I want to see it. They're 17. Oh, okay. Yeah, I muted him. So, what do conservatives do for fun? Burn crosses? That's what Nigel said. I don't know what the black male conservatives be doing, but black men conservatives be online. Look, yeah, black men conservatives be starting podcasts and shit. Oh, you know what is what reminded me? That reminded me. If you guys watched the last episode of Love is Blind, so there was like 4 couples that like made it to the end to get married or whatever, and 2 of them didn't. Spoiler alert! I don't care if you haven't seen it. You should probably log off now. Spoiler alert. So 2 of the couples, it was a black couple and it was a white couple. Both the men who like 2 of the 3 people that didn't get married, right? 2 of them, the issue was the men were conservative. Just so we're clear, it was a black man, conservative black man, raised by a white mama, and a black daddy who hairline started way back here. He can salute like this. And
you can always find them. You can always find them. You know what happened though? So his dad used to get made fun of, you know what I'm saying, by other black kids as a kid. And that's how all this started. That's how this.
You think?
Absolutely, I know for certain. That's how it all starts. Because every time I talk to them, it's the same. It's the same conversation. And you know they don't. They go to. They don't go to the barbershop.
Oh yeah, his old boy haircut was fucked the whole episode. The son, his haircut was terrible. Every time I saw him, I was like, he always got his haircut, but it's always fucked up. Like it never gets finished. But so he but anyways, it was just funny because both men were conservative. Though the white dude was conservative, the black dude was conservative, and both of them lost out on these women. Like neither one of them are going to find women as good as the women that they had access to in that show, guaranteed. And both of them lost. They lost the women because they were. And the crazy thing was they both did the same thing. You actually see how conservative men try to mask to get with with liberal women, right? They both like the white dude, he would be like, oh, I didn't know that. Like that was his thing. It would always be like, oh, I didn't know. Like the woman would be like asking him something, like, I don't know. Like, he was like, yeah, I go to church. And then and she was like, well, what are the church's views on like gay marriage and LGBTQIA, the community and blah, 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 blah. And he was like, I don't know, I don't know. I think they're pretty liberal. They're open about, whatever, right? Come to find out they weren't. And then the black dude, when she started to ask him about politics, he would shut down. And he would say stuff like, oh yeah, are you voting with your faith? Shit like that, which is a fucking humongous red flag. Are you voting with your faith? What the fuck are you? Do you take your faith in the voting booth?
If you were, it certainly wouldn't be conservative because that's not who Jesus was.
Yeah, like that was crazy. But it was wild, dude. And you can see exactly what was going to happen. Like, and it was crazy because in the pods, if you watched it, you were like, why would they like the women should like run for the hills from both of these dudes? Like, what are you like? I don't think the black couple talked, from what I saw. I don't think they talked about politics. Maybe very little, if at all, in the pods. So with her, I wouldn't say that. But with the white couple, for sure. He said he was in the church. She was talking about her sister identified as a lesbian, and and he was like, oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm cool with it. As soon as he said, I go to church every Sunday, and she was like a staunch liberal, you know what I mean? Like she should have been like, yeah, we're not like we're not going to be compatible. That's crazy. Like there's going to be really, I'm not even going to take a chance. Like maybe he could have been a good dude. Maybe he could have been better. But more than likely, he wouldn't have been, and he wasn't. I'm not saying like every person that goes to church isn't, you know what I mean? Because BBG's up here every day, and she's dope. But she's also a woman, though. But I'm saying, like, for men specifically, I'm not saying that like there aren't any, progressive Christians, male Christians. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's like 0.0001% of them motherfuckers. So why take a risk with this motherfucker? Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah. Oh, that was a telltale sign. Exactly, Ivory. Him reacting to when the woman told him that she was bi, and no, I would never. And like what? Yeah, them. But she didn't know that though. By the way, it wasn't like the girl. What's his name? I forgot her name. The woman. V. I think her name started with a V. She didn't know. She didn't get to see that part, so I can't really blame her for that. The prenup was dope, but I don't even want to get into that right now. I just brought that up though, just how conservative minded. I'm going to do a breakdown about that, but conservative men are costing. Just look at like y'all, like this is what I be telling y'all every day to back to what Mello was saying. Conservative men are They don't like women. And women are sniffing that shit out. Women are sniffing that shit out. Like left and right. They're like truffle, truffle hunters. Like they're just like sniffing that shit out. Up, there goes another one. Oh, he's so nice. Oh, he's so cool. What do you think about gay people and da 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 da? I mean, I never really thought about it. Oh, okay. But and then the dude had a gay friend. That was that's so crazy. Oh my God, dude. Conservative men, you guys are just gonna fall behind more and more and more and more. It's a world you got a world of hurt in front of you. It's ridiculous. Go ahead, Mello.
I just wanted to say this based off of something you just said. Mm-hmm. I was sitting on a panel earlier today, and probably 500-600 people in there. Mm-hmm. And they asked women a question. They said, would you date a guy that said he was bi? 99% of them said, nope, hell no. So is that considered conservative? Because that's definitely not.
No, I mean, listen, like homophobia is pervasive in, you know what I'm saying, our culture. Because we live in a patriarchal society, a woman saying that they're bi, nobody even bats an eye. Nobody even cares about it. But as soon as, and this is because men hate women, especially conservative men, as soon as it's the man who is identified as maybe having a feminine trait because he's interested in men, and that's why half the conservative men, not even half, most of the conservative men who are indeed homophobic are also turned on by homosexuality because, like I said, they have the interest, but because society sees anything feminine in a man as the absolute no, then women think that too because they've been programmed to think so. Mm-hmm. But ain't no way in the world I could be boxed. I hate y'all motherfuckers.
I would hate to be, man. Hey. I am very happy. Shout out to all my men that, got to date men. I respect, nothing but respect to you. I don't know how y'all do it. This shit is crazy. Like, I am so happy that I don't have to date men. Like, I'm so I just got lucky. Like I just got lucky that I don't have to date men. As in, like, I don't have to date them. I don't have to like that shit is crazy. Dating men is crazy. Nothing's wrong with me. Like, that's not what I'm saying. It's the dating of men that is terrible. The loving of men, perfectly okay. The dating of men that you have to date men. Oh my God. Women too. Same shit. I'm like, damn, y'all got to date men. Because the way that talking to men all day and listening to men all day talk about shit, and the amount of information I have to consume about men, I cannot wrap my brain around how anybody can be attracted to men. I don't understand it. Like, as a group, and I'm not saying like an individual man that you get, you just, you work with him, you see he's a nice guy from afar, you're like, oh, he's cute, you know what I mean? Whatever, that's fine, whatever. But I'm saying like as a group, what the fuck is attracting people to men? Like, that shit is crazy. Men are like not attractive as as people, like as humans. We're just not. I'm like, God damn, these motherfuckers is bad. Terrible. Everything they say is just like, damn, that's a lie. They got, like, people were talking about it earlier. The live I was in earlier today, that live was probably 4 hours. It was 4 hours of men trying to gaslight women. Like, Meg, are you there?
But you see how Mello just tried to pull one on us, like, oh well, women wouldn't. Like, bro, you're not saying anything.
Oh, he tried to do the bait and switch. Yeah.
Sociologically defined.
Mm-hmm. Meg, I didn't know if you tried to come up, but you didn't cut your mic off. I didn't know what was going on in your background, but you can come up. Black Star said, if I was gay, I would manually be asexual. Force yourself into being asexual at that point, because Jesus Christ. For real, man. Like, yeah, it's bad. I mean, it really is. Like, to date a man is like I said, I feel like at this point, it has to be like, you like work with some guy, or you get to just like, or like a family friend that you never thought it was ever going to happen. And, you know, he's like the best guy in the world. You know what I mean? Like, it's, man, but I just can't imagine it being like, I just met this guy. He walked up to me anywhere out in the world. We talked. I gave him my number. I trusted enough to like go out on a date with him. I got in a car with him. I let him in my apartment. I went to his apartment. I hung out with him. Like, yeah. Good luck.
Bro, we both did a video on that girl that used to work at Disney, and she was in the car.
Oh, yeah.
On the first date.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And bro got mad because she sang a birthday song. Like, insanity, bro.
And she had on a cute top. I was like
what did he expect her to wear?
You didn't like that? Like, what the fuck? You had a problem with that? It was the middle of it was daytime when they were driving home, so it was like a lunch date, I'm guessing. It would look like it was warm. I'm pretty sure she's from Florida, right? She lived from Cali or Florida because she worked at Disneyland.
I said it probably in Florida too.
So yeah.
Like, it's warm outside.
I was like, yeah, this is crazy. That type of shit.
When we're out, you're mine. I said, yo, what?
And she perked up, and he was like, well, no, not really. I was like, no, nigga, you said it. Don't try to act like you didn't say that. We all heard you. You said that. You said that yeah, that was, yeah, that type. And y'all can say whatever. The men already know, oh, that's rare. That's not, nah, that's not crazy. That's not, I'm saying, like, that's like, I've never done that, but does that mean that I can't see a shit ton of other men doing that? No, I could definitely see that. Just to some varying degree. To some varying degree. It's exact. Curtis said it, but it's enough men. But whatever number, I don't know what percentage of men. I have no. It's too many men to risk it. It's too many men. There are too many men like him for me to rationalize like dating me. Like, oh my God, that shit seems crazy. That shit really is like, woof. Good luck. Good luck. I might even be in for I'm dead serious. Good luck. That's crazy. That's yeah. I don't understand it. I can't relate to it as a man because I would never. That's not something that I would ever experience. Imagine going out and a woman is like, I mean, you like went up and got up to the restroom and everybody in the restaurant looked at you and I was like, why did he have to wear gray sweatpants? Like, what the fuck is that? When you're out with me, you're mine. So like first date on a ride home, dude, I would have been like, excuse me, ma'am? Huh? Go ahead, Mello.
So your train of thought is women shouldn't date men, men should date women, so therefore the human race ends up gone, right?
Mello, I've said this 1,000 times. If you think for 1 second that I give a fuck about if the human race goes extinct or not, you don't know me very well at all. I couldn't care less.
That makes sense.
I couldn't care less about it. Many of animals have gone extinct.
Why would we care? By the time that happens, we're going to be in a box.
Why do I care about that? Why the fuck do I care about? I couldn't. When I tell you of all the things that I care about in all of niggerdom, caring about like humanity in that regard, I care about the people that exist. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. And I care about the future generations as far as like the condition of the planet. Okay. I care more about the planet than I do about people. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't so people, but my thing is, and here's what I've said this before because I've already had this question posed to me. If humanity has to go away due to the inactions of men, right? Meaning the fact that men don't want to grow and don't want to adapt and don't want to evolve. If that is the thing that leads to our extinction, then so be it. So be it. Great. Because men want to be conservative. Because conservatism is on the rise. Fine. Yeah, let it in then. Like, because what is the alternative? That forcing women to have sex with those men? Like, I'm good. I'm okay. I'm content with that.
Like, y'all,
yeah.
Run out here and vote for somebody. What is it? It's called a cacistocracy. People will go out here and vote for somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the party I align with. You know what I'm saying? I'm a conservative, even though they're the least qualified person for the job. They don't give a shit. They're like, I don't care if this.
Like it's a gang.
The most unqualified buffoon, and he brings a whole lot of other unqualified buffoons along with him.
Yep. It's a gang. They act like it's a gang. Like, I'm a Crip. I've only vote for Crips. I'm like, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. But yeah, that right there. And by the way, Mello, I'm not telling women that they shouldn't date men. I'm acknowledging the state that men are in. I'm acknowledging the predicament that women are in. That's all I'm doing. I'm not telling women they shouldn't or they should date men. I'm just saying, as wild as men are, I can't, if I were them, I'm empathizing. I'm saying if I were them, I couldn't imagine what it would be like trying to find a man. And to find a man is like trying to find a needle in 10 haystacks. Like trying to find a decent man is like trying to find a needle in 10 haystacks, not one. So why, like, I mean, yeah, if you want to sign up for that, sign up for that. If you think it's worth it, you want to have children, you want to have a family, you don't want to die alone, you want to be with you need somebody there with you, fine. I'm not like, who am I to tell them don't do that? I'm not, that's stupid. But they can see it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't need to tell them that shit. I'm more concerned about the men that are out here fucking being completely terrible all the time. Like all day long, just lying, lie after lie after lie. No self-reflection whatsoever, no growth. I just got done doing a video on DDG. That shit is disgusting. Listening to DDG talk about the mother of his child and his child the way he did. Publicly. That woman ain't said nothing about that man as far as everything I know about their relationship, I learned it from him on either through a fucking song when he was dissing her or a goddamn podcast he was doing. I don't know nothing about. That's all I know. That woman ain't said nothing about that man, and he out here talking about I don't want to talk about her, but all you do is talk about her, nigga. All you do is talk about her. That's all you do. No accountability. Everything is her. Oh yeah, I be seeing what the men's is talking about now. It's the mothers. The dads want to. This nigga said the fathers want to be in the kids' lives. The mothers be locking them out. Please. Just lying. Just gaslighting. That's violence. Like, I don't think y'all understand. That's violence. Saying shit like that is violence. Like, that's crazy.
It gets women hurt.
It literally leads to violence against women. Like, what are you? Huh? Yeah, these women keeping their kids from their fathers. What you think of dad hear that shit? Oh, it's her fault? Like, come on, bro. Y'all tripping.
That's pretty interesting. So you're saying that it doesn't happen?
And you him.
It doesn't happen. I'm just asking you.
You him.
It doesn't happen?
No, it doesn't happen. Child alienation don't happen. Nope.
So women don't try and keep men from their children.
Yeah, I'm sure they do, but that's not child alienation though, or parental alienation. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, keeping a kid away from an abusive parent is not parental alienation, right? Isn't that protecting the child?
Where did the word abuse come from? Maybe they aren't abusive. Maybe they just
exactly. Hold on, because why? Because why? Hold on. Because why would a parent do that? Why would a mother do that? Now, you asked me about mothers. Now ask me about fathers.
Why would fathers?
No. Ask me, do fathers do that? Ask me, do fathers practice parental alienation?
Do fathers?
Yes, they do. Mothers don't. Okay. Fathers do. Yeah.
Okay.
Fathers do that shit all the time. Mothers, because bro, and I'm not saying that it never happens, right? No,
absolutely what you're saying.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about with fathers. There are some fathers who do protect their kids from the mother. There are some fathers that do. But I'm saying that they're definitely the only time I've never seen a mother do this, but I've definitely seen a father lie on the mother, to the kid and be like, your mom's a bitch and da, and she just doesn't want me to see you. And that's why I had to steal you. And it's like, no, you were abusive to that woman and she didn't want you around that baby. So you stole the baby and then you started to poison the baby, poison the baby against the mother. I've literally seen that before. So like, what the fuck? No, absolutely. Yeah. I've never seen a mama do that ever. Never seen a mother do that. I've heard of it before. Like I've heard of men talk about it the same way we talk about Sasquatch, like or you know what I mean, like the abominable snowman. But have I actually seen it? No, but I've definitely seen men lie on their baby mamas about their babies, about the mothers, like to the kid. Like I'm not playing. I've literally heard men lie to children about the mothers of the children, literally, like right in front of me. I was like, the fuck? That's crazy. Crazy. Definitely. Intently said, I have friends and my mother that are really angry with me because I no longer want romantic relationships with me and misogyny runs deep. Yeah, a lot of people are gonna get mad at you for that. Tell Mello to Google. Oh, Teresa said, tell Mello to Google neoliberalism and click images. Are they Democrats that drove costs up? Then tell us what Lewis Powell thought about blacks. Drop. That looked like 5 on that boy Mello head. And Tinley said, I have friends and my mother. Oh, sorry, we read that one already. Whistling Susie said, like trying to find a safety pin in a stack of needles. It's wicked work out here, man. It's wicked work out here. Mello, what do you think? Do you think women do that? Is that common? You think mothers are doing that?
Public. All you got to do is Google it.
I have.
Kids coming out. There's young men. I remember a video, a young man saying, my mom told me this, and that about my father. And when he finally met his father had a stack of letters, all kind of stuff that
mom got the wildest anecdotal stories I ever heard.
You can Google this, Mr. Jones. It went viral here on TikTok. Where he just basically
you're talking about an exception. Like, why do y'all live in this?
No, it's not an exception. People don't speak up about it. The only exception is men keep quiet.
All right, Mello, I have a question for you. How could a woman keep a man away from his child? Is that easy or hard to do?
That's pretty easy.
Why is it? What makes it easy?
Shit, I'll be damned.
What makes it easy?
The law.
That's wrong. That's what makes it hard. Hold on. That's what makes it hard, Mello. See?
You have no idea, public.
Why don't I have an idea?
Because I had to go. I told you my story. I went through this.
You got your kids. And you got your kids. So you're hold on, Mello.
It costs time and
Mello. Listen. You prove my point. You would be the example of what I'm talking about. See what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the thing that be making me that be the thing that be making me call cap on y'all stories, right? Because you would actually prove my point. What you would, because you have your kids. That's my point. Because you wanted your kids. That's my point. She couldn't keep you away from them. That's my point. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I agree with you, but not everybody has that.
There is no but. Hold on. There is no but. There's no but, Mello. I'm sorry. There's no but. There's no but.
Not everybody really wants to fight that hard.
Okay. Then it's not the mother's fault.
I mean, you can say that, but some people can make it easy to where they want to co-parent, even though it was.
Hold on, go back. See, here's where y'all always start contradicting yourselves, sir. You're trying to, I just asked you about it being easier or hard. Now, to me, that's light work. Whatever you had to go through, to me, I would consider it to be light work. I ain't gonna even hold you. To me, it would be like for my kids, because it's relative, right? That's light work. That's a drop in the bucket. The money don't matter. The time don't matter. I would do that shit in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, right? In a heartbeat. If I had to, by the way. That's if I was that much of a piece of shit as a father at one point in time, or as a person, to where I completely destroyed the relationship between between me and the mother of the mother of my children, then so that I could be in my kids' lives, right? I would make sure that I would do everything I needed to do that, right? That's how that shit works, bro. So I don't want to hear how hard it was. You did it and you got your kids. Next. And here you are. And instead, and here's why I be calling cap on y'all. So instead of you going, yeah, public, since I did it, they can do it too. In my situation, it was extreme, because most dads don't even have to do that. Instead of you telling the truth, you turn around and start fucking lying.
See, public, this is where you and I differ, because all of us don't have the same mindset when it comes to being a parent that's there, that will fight. I don't care what your mindset is. The point is that it's if I can do it because I did, and if you can do it because you did, then all the rest of these motherfuckers can do it too. No, that's like saying everybody doesn't have the same. Everybody does not have the same mindset, so everybody doesn't have the same capabilities. Because we don't. Well, we can't say, great. If everybody doesn't have the same mindset, then we can't say that it's the women keeping the men from the children. We can say that these men were weak-minded. That's what we can say.
That's all I'm saying.
But I'm not absolving anyone, because even now I can make it difficult to where
you are.
Don't go. Like, I can make it difficult, but why would I do that?
Who cares about that?
What I'm saying, yes, you care about it, because
I don't care about that. Why would you, Mello? Why would you make it difficult?
Because if I was bitter and I was like,
no, and why? Hold on, wait. And what made you bitter?
Because me and the person broke up.
But why did y'all break up?
Who knows?
See,
they drank too much.
Okay, so them being abusive is what led to you getting, because it ain't just that they drank too much, right? Usually it's followed with some type of action. So boom. So that's the reason why. So if you wanted to keep your kids away from a fucking alcoholic, you should actually. Fuck that. You owe your kids that. And I'm not saying this about your kids. You know, I'm not saying, I know this is not your scenario, but you owe your kids to keep them away from a fucking alcoholic, sir. Like, what? You don't? You don't. You don't feel like you should make it difficult for an alcoholic to be around your fucking kids?
You know, people that have their children that are alcoholics.
What is the relevancy? What is the relevancy?
So therefore, you know what? You're gonna think how you think. I can't control that. You just have seen all pristine, excellent conditions to where children are reared up, and all the moms are great and all the dads are horrible. That's what you've been exposed to. So nobody ever said that in the history of ever. Public is sitting there saying that basically it's always men's fault and women are basically perfect. That's all I get from what. Okay, so you want women to be held accountable is what I'm hearing. Tell us what you want women to be held accountable for. I'll wait. People are imperfect. Men and women make mistakes. That's all I've ever said. There are horrible men which get exposed more, and there are horrible women that kind of lurk in the background. They don't get exposed. That's the only difference. I'm gonna ask you again. What do you want women to be? When I say women, what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about I'm talking about as a group, not as an individual women. I'm talking about as a group. And then I want you to name me a societal woe, an issue within society that is the fault of women. As a matter of fact, start with that. Start with that, Mello. Tell me something, a societal woe that is the fault of women's actions. Result of women's actions.
And I'm gonna write this shit down because it's gonna be the first time I heard it. Go ahead.
the mindset of today's current kids.
Okay, elaborate.
Yeah,
no, he gonna elaborate. Okay. Okay.
You see, you're going to keep pulling and pulling and pulling. It's not vague. Kids today are a lot more verbally disrespectful. They're just different.
Where are the wait. Hold on.
Kids today stand up for themselves and don't just believe anything adults tell them.
I got a question for you, Mello. Where are these kids' fathers?
Some are there, some aren't.
So it doesn't matter if the father is there or not. We're blaming the mother. Got it.
No, but statistically, are there more single mothers than there are single fathers?
No. Oh, what, single mothers? Yeah, but there's more parents that there are more kids have their fathers in their lives than don't.
If you say so.
If I say so. What up, Mel? Mel, what's up? What's good with you, man? They brought you up here. What's going on? What you want to say, fam?
I just came in on kind of the back end of what you guys was talking about. You know, I got mad respect for you and
Joan.
You and Mr. Jones. Yeah, what I came in on was you saying that, you know, if you want your kids, you'll fight for them or something to that effect. You do whatever you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as a man, it just don't work out like that all the time. I've been through it. I moved my wife and son from St. Louis to Dallas, bought her the house she wanted, the car, all of that. I did everything I was supposed to do.
No, you didn't.
And I was taking care of business.
No, there's no way you did.
What?
There's no way you see, Mel. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know I don't want to. I'm sorry. This is what we gonna do though. I hear you, right? But you started off talking about finances, which already tells me, right, that's a red flag right there, right? I did everything I was supposed to do financially. Okay, cool. So you think that was all you were supposed to do? No, of course not, right? It's way more to it than that. So what I want for one time is for a man, when they start telling these stories, is to actually take some accountability, because what we're not going to do is, because your wife isn't your ex-wife or your wife, she's not here, right? So you cannot come up here and just tell me as a human being, a man or woman or otherwise, that you treated this woman with respect, with kindness. You know what I'm saying? You were consistent. You took care of business. You didn't abuse her. You treated her like she needed to be treated. And then what? She just ran off and took your kids. You see what I'm saying? Like, let's be for real. What did you do? What did she say? What did she say? It was the reason that she left. What was the reason she said, at least? Let's start with that.
I wasn't there enough.
Okay. So you abandoned her, which is abusive. No, that's no. You were working. Yeah.
Calls for me in the state of Texas, especially. It caused me to be gone.
Yes.
For a long time.
Yep. So you
accepted the position to where she knew. I mean, she already knew what I did.
Yeah.
But she accepted the fact that I was going to be out and about till sometime 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Now that may sound weird to you.
No.
But if you spend, let's say, $7,000 on a new air conditioner, and you come home at 9 o'clock and it don't work.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do what you got to do. I'm not, but you gotta understand, Mel. I'm not even judging you for working the job or anything like that. But let's just acknowledge what happened. You abandoned her. Now you did. Mel. Hold on, brother. No. That's not what abandonment is. That's not what I'm saying. Within the relationship, whether you intended to or not, you did abandon her. You did.
What we did is we had an understanding, or I thought we had an understanding, because before I took that position, I told her,
yeah,
this is what's going to happen, and in order for us to, kind of live
to work out,
you're gonna have to accept the fact that I'm not gonna be here a lot of times.
Yep. So let's say she accepted the fact initially. Now you guys are in the thick of it. Did you guys have a baby before or after?
My son was already born.
He was already born. Okay. And then you started working this job?
Yeah, we moved to Dallas.
Okay, so you had a son. You weren't working a job when you had the son. You moved to Dallas, but you still have a child. She doesn't know what it's like for you to work till 2 o'clock in the morning with the small child. So you and
let's get it right. I had a job. I didn't have the same job.
I just said that. I know. I just said that right now. I acknowledge that. I'm saying you didn't have this job. No, I didn't. I said you didn't have this job. You didn't have the job where you stayed out till 2 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, you go to Dallas. Now things change, but how can she predict the future? See what I'm saying? So you told her, yeah, this is what I was going to do. I'm not knocking you. Were honest. Let's say, right? Yep. You told her, hey, I know, Mel.
Just take the job and say, this is what it's going to be.
Mel, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. I am not going against you thus far. I'm saying you told her what it was. You got out there. Then it's a different. We know that there's a difference between thinking something's going to be one way and then finding out something is going to be one way, right? So she got out there and then the experience changed her mind. I'm sure she spoke to you about it, right? I'm sure you guys thought about it because that's usually what happens. You didn't adjust, right? You didn't adjust. You didn't quit. You didn't figure out something else. You were like, well, I got to keep working, because you had to ration, because you got to make money. So you were put in a predicament. I get that. But you ultimately chose your job over your family. And that's what happened. It happens all the time.
Not true.
Okay. What happened?
Because here's the difference.
Okay.
She didn't have a job.
Yep.
So what was I supposed to do then?
Get another job.
No.
If you wanted to keep your family, get another job.
Nah.
See?
She knew what I did.
But Mel, hold on. So you're acting like she doesn't have the right to change her mind. You see what I'm saying?
I'm not.
But no, but you're acting like that though. So I'm saying let's be real. Like let's be real. Like let's have the conversation like adults, right? I don't think I'm giving you grace. I'm saying you were honest. You told her what it was going to be. I'm not saying you lied to her. I'm not saying you said her. You told her what it was going to be. But that doesn't mean that she actually knew what it was because she had never actually experienced it, right? Then she experiences it and she goes, oh, this ain't for me. And then she brings it to your attention, and which now the ball is back in your court. Because it wasn't like she was just like, hey, honey, every day and happy. And then all of a sudden she was just like, Dear John on the fucking on the mantle, right? Like she was telling you like, yo, working late, it's a problem. And then you didn't adjust. You could have adjusted and you didn't. So since you could have adjusted, meaning you had a choice and you chose to keep the job, therefore you literally chose the job over your family, ultimately.
If I adjust and then go to making less, a whole lot less financially, then I can't do the job as a husband and a father.
That's not true, because that's not what being a husband and a father is.
Money is not the husband. That's the only job you have as a husband and a father.
You have way more important jobs, obviously.
Hey, public, how come she couldn't? My number one job is you make faster and fed and I not drive, motherfucker. Well, that's my number one job is make sure they taken care of.
I know, but Mel, listen to what happened. So she's the other person in the relationship. In your mind, you think your number one job is to provide. Then she comes to you and tells you, I have a problem with the way that you are providing, right? And she obviously, right, would have been okay with you taking a different job, even if it meant you were making less money. Obviously, because that doesn't make any sense. Unless you're about to tell me that this woman was being completely unreasonable and was like, just figure it out. You better make the same money, though, which I highly doubt she was on. Highly.
I'm not going to even, we're not going to get personal, but.
I mean, it's personal already. But
if I take a lesser role, if I take a lesser job, then that means I'm going to have to be gone even more to maintain what we have.
You got to downsize, baby. You got to downsize, but you keep your family together. You downsize, but you keep your family together.
That's not.
I'm not losing my family to no job, man.
Throw her under the bus,
brother.
Because we cool now.
Okay.
Cool now, so I'm not throwing her under the bus. But that wasn't like an option back then.
So okay, so that's what I'm saying. So you're telling me that she was being but here's what I'm saying, Mel. If that is the case, then she was being completely unreasonable. Without a doubt. If that is the case, she was being completely unreasonable.
Her parents will agree to that statement you just made.
Okay, I'm not. That's fine, but I'm telling you, if that is the case, right, and she ain't here to defend herself, it's you telling me. If that is the case, I will 100%. She was being unreasonable. If she came to you, right, and was like, you are working too much, and then you said, okay, I mean, I could get a different job, but we gotta leave. You know, we can't live in this house, or we can't drive this car, we can't do this, and we can't do that. I'm gonna have to make half the money, you know, whatever it is, right? If you told her that, and her response to that was nah, I don't, that ain't my problem, but you just gotta work less because I need you here. She was unreasonable, no doubt about it.
Oh, on everything, brother. That was a conversation. I'm not unreasonable, brother.
Okay.
I don't come to these lives and clown and do all this nonsense. Some of these other weirdos be doing.
Yeah.
And I normally wouldn't even tell this story. My people know about it, or whatever, but I don't come in lives and
I'm not even saying you're lying. That's what I'm saying. I'm not here to take. I'm saying if that happened, I agree with you. I agree. I think that is unreasonable. I do. Now, what does that have to do with your kids now? Now let's fast forward to your kids.
My son and I are cool now because
I know, but what happened though?
What happened was after
you abandoned her.
No, I never abandoned.
You did abandon Mel. See? Hold on. Mel, hold on, brother. You got it. Hold on, brother. You got that matters. The reason that matters. Hold on, Mel, brother. Hold on. You doing so good. Hold on, man. Mel, you abandoned that woman.
I'm not that dude.
But you're not that dude. A hardworking man? You're not a hardworking man? Okay, that's what you was doing. My guy, I didn't say you abandoned her for the script club. You abandoned her to make money, but you still abandoned her nonetheless. That's the reality.
I give you that. I did what I had to do to take care of them.
Yes, which was abandonment. Yeah.
Now you want to talk about abandonment?
Mm-hmm.
When she figured out that the only way we was gonna live that lifestyle was for me to do what I was doing, which was working. I wasn't doing nothing illegal or nothing like that.
Said it again. What'd you say? Hold on. Rewind that back. I missed the first part. What'd you say?
I just said when I continued to do what I had to do, nothing illegal.
Yeah.
I was working. I'm a HVAC guy.
So. Yeah. I knew when you said air conditioners. Yeah.
Back to the matter, she ended up getting a job, and she left. She left the house that she picked out. She left, took my son.
Mm-hmm.
We fought for 2 years in court.
Mm-hmm.
I spent a lot of money to try to just keep her in Texas. I didn't say where she had to move. I didn't make that a stipulation. If she just stayed in Texas, I was cool.
Yeah.
I would deal with that, travel, whatever. But her being a woman, the judge allowed her to leave, and she took off to Virginia. You know, when she.
Bro, how long ago was this? If you don't mind me asking, how long ago was this?
This was 2002.
Yeah, bro. Since the you can't unless there's a threat of violence or a threat of, you know what I'm saying, like especially in conservative states, no way in the world they're letting a woman leave the state with a minor child. You know what I'm saying?
With the father in the state,
yeah, with the father in the state.
Jones, she did it twice. I had a restraining order. She came and stole him from the daycare one time, and my brother and her sister-in-law in her sister's house a second time.
And why was she this mad, Mel? And why was she this upset? Like, let's be real. Let's get into that. I hear you. She's clearly upset. She's clearly bitter about something. Why?
Because I can't be in.
But that ain't it. But Mel, come on, brother. That ain't it. That ain't it. I'm not saying that ain't a part of it. That ain't it, though. All right, but Mel,
I left my whole family, friends, and everything to move her down there where her family was.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're not gonna make me believe that I did something wrong.
But you clearly did do something wrong, though.
Nah, I didn't do anything wrong.
See, man, this be that shit. This is the shit I be talking about, man. I be like, God, hey, man, on some real shit, on some real for real shit. It is. I cannot fathom the idea that this woman is this mad and this bitter at you, and you did absolutely nothing wrong?
Let me tell you this.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
I can tell you everything that I did wrong without.
Me too. I can tell you everything I'm doing wrong.
I'm not saying I'm perfect by no means.
Well, you are saying you literally are though. You said I didn't do anything. That means you're perfect.
Some flaws. I got cracks and flaws, but
what are they?
Not like I didn't beat her.
I didn't say you did.
She had everything. She had pretty much everything she wanted.
Not money. She didn't have everything she needed. She needed you, and you weren't there. So we know she didn't have everything she needed. She didn't have support. She didn't have support. She didn't have support.
Now she has 2 other baby fathers.
So
and she's never been married again.
So what they got to do with you?
It ain't got nothing to do with me. What it says is
that men ain't shit and men be abandoning their kids and not willing to step up. Yeah.
At least I went the extra step.
Yeah. That says more about if anything, Mel, that says more about you, right? Like if you want to give yourself a pat on the back or a half a cookie for that, cool. I'll give you a half a cookie because you actually
I don't need that.
I know, but that don't say you if you thought by you saying, oh, she got 2 new baby daddies and da. All that makes me think is yeah, that's par for the course. Men be abandoning their kids all the time and stepping out on their women. Like that ain't nothing new. You think that's gonna make me be like she's a common? Like no, I'm like man, it's fucking crazy. But I'm trying to.
What it is, man. You know, like I said, I didn't ask them up here. They
I know.
Somebody requested me. I turned it down once and.
No, I'm glad, man. I
spit this out.
I like you. I do. I really like you. You like you said, you ain't like Mello. I'll tell you that. You're not as bad. You're not as far gone as Mello. But I'm gonna tell you something though. At some point, as humans, especially men, we got to take accountability. We got to. At some point, you got to look at. You got to. I know, but that ain't saying much, baby. We ain't perfect. All right, cool. I said I can't jump over the moon. Like, nigga, we know. I'm saying though, and I'm not saying to tell me this because I ain't the, you know what I mean? Who the fuck am I? But I'm saying though, like really, really sit down one day. What did I do? Where did I go wrong? Because I remember.
I told y'all this happened in like 2002.
But you still ain't taking accountability.
We cool now. We cool.
Not the all's well that is well. That's what he said.
Hey, listen, if somebody like kidnapping my kids and leaving states and shit, we're never cool.
Over. Dansky. Unless hold on, Jones. Hold on, Jones. Unless hold on, wait. Unless wait, I'll let you go right here, Mel. Unless I know that I fucked up and I deserved it.
Bro.
Unless, because if I didn't do shit wrong and you kidnapped my babies, it's up and it's stuck. But if I fucked up and you did it, then, I was wilding.
Hey, I know both of you brothers are smart. You don't come in here if I know my chamber's not loaded. I know what I know.
Okay.
I know what happened. And y'all are both welcome to your opinion. I got mad respect for both of y'all, but y'all don't know the story.
I don't. I'm asking you though, and you're not telling me what it is. I was asking, you won't tell me.
I don't want to sit here for an hour and tell you.
I do.
She did this and she did that, and
that's what I want, man. I need the dirt. I need the cheese mate. I need it.
I ain't gonna do that because it's quite possibly my son might be here.
Bet. Respect. Okay.
Hold on, do that, but
there's a point of order. Yo, you said that you had a restraining order. You had a restraining order on her.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Why?
To not remove my son from the state of Texas. It wasn't because
okay, temporary order of relief. Okay, a temporary order of relief, not a restraining order. Gotcha.
No, I ain't nothing like that. That's hell no.
That's called an order of relief. That's not a restraining order.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not an attorney. That's what they told me. Like she can't take him out of the state of Texas, and she did it twice, and they made her bring him back. But basically when the last hearing or the whatever the last process was done in court, the judge just totally ignored it. when I know.
I wonder why. I wonder why the judges ignored it.
Shit, I do too. Because I didn't violate anything. She took him from the daycare. She took him from a sister's house, and they made her bring him back. And then when we finally sat there in court, they pretty much just ignored the fact that all this shit happened. And
I went to court 3 different times where the other party asked for an order of relief so that they could have some partial custody of the kids. And all 3 times the woman judge denied it. All 3 times. I have sole 100% custody of my children.
I have more power to you, brother. It didn't work out like that for me. And I spent a whole lot of money to try to make that happen. All I wanted was her to just live in Texas. And
this is in Florida, bro. This is in Florida.
Wait.
So what I'm saying is,
go ahead.
Is that there's more to the story that is not being told.
I'm not
saying that you're lying or nothing like that. There's something somewhere. Something's off.
Yeah, it ain't adding up. Like I'm tracking it, but it's not adding.
I don't do no type of drugs. I don't.
Nobody accusing you of nothing, Mel. He just said it could not be you lying.
I'm just explaining it to Jones. He's like,
because you were going so often that the judge didn't feel like you would be available enough to be
in the kid, yeah.
Provider.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't need to do that then. It was different. That's the thing. When she left, I didn't need to work that much.
Hold on, so then you get a check. Oh man.
So I was there. Matter of fact, she left him with me. I had him for like 6 months. So he was with me. And it still went the same.
A reason for a judge to leave them in your custody then.
Bro, this is a crazy ass story. This shit is so crazy. Like I'm telling you, like you might as well just tell us. You might as well tell us.
That's parental abandonment. If she left them with you for 6 months, that's abandonment. 3 months, 90 days. So it's considered abandonment, parental abandonment.
So now you understand why I was pissed off that I spent the amount of money that I spent for a judge. He just basically put his finger up at me and was like, he going with his mother, no matter what. That's what happened. I followed all of their rules. I did what I was supposed to do. He was with me. I was paying child support to her, paying for his daycare, and basically providing a place for him to live for all of that time. And then, when we finally went to the final court date, the judge just lifted everything and said, hey, you know what? He going with his mother. And, I was outdone. Like, I didn't, I got all this documentation. I got people from the daycare. I got the receipts. I did everything I was supposed to do. She bounced. I got abandoned. She bounced.
All right. Venice said Mello was kept away because he's an alcoholic. E. Marie said, my grandfather lied to my dad by saying that my teenage grandmother didn't want him, then bringing him to NY from Puerto Rico as a child. He omitted that she couldn't financially care for him and his other siblings as a child herself. God damn. Intently said, these men don't want babies. They want women's bodies. If they make a baby, they dip with the hopes of coming back when they want. That's what DDG doing. Unknown said, all respectable education from a single mom is void. The first bum with the mic saying, don't listen to these lying females. Until he said, Mel, women don't leave good men. That's what I didn't want to say it, but I was, it just, all right.
That's good.
All right.
It's like saying men don't leave good women.
Bullshit.
Yeah, thank you.
Bullshit. It's not like saying that, though. It's not like saying that, though.
Y'all saying that basically everything only swings this direction.
Nah, look. So did you? Hold on, wait. I'm gonna tell you something right now.
Sitting there saying
nope.
That women don't make dumb decisions, but men do.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that men that like I know when you talk about like cheating in particular, right? So, because this is a good indicator of this, right? And I talk about this all the time. So, when women cheat at the time of them cheating, when they are asked about like why did you cheat, how did you feel about your boyfriend, your husband, whatever, they say that they're not in love with their boyfriends or husbands, right? They're done with the relationship at that point, pretty much, right? Whatever he has done, it's already ran its course, and it's usually in reaction to something that the man has done or isn't doing in the relationship, right? And then she cheats. Okay, so she doesn't. Most women don't cheat on good men. Let me follow what I'm saying. Okay, cool. But when you flip that around, right? And I think cheating is leaving the relationship. But when you flip that around, men, when you ask most men, why did you cheat? They say, oh, because I could. Because there was an opportunity. They go, well, how did you feel about your girlfriend or your wife at the time? Were you in love with her? Oh, no, I love her. I love my wife. I love my wife. I love my kids. I love my family. But it was a 20-year-old. She was just in the office. She had a big booty. She was all on me. I had to fuck. So when you say, when I say, or when Joan says, when we say, yeah, women don't leave good men, that is an example of that in my mind. Because I'm like, what? Like, men be cheating just because they can. Women be cheating because men be fucked up. They don't just be like, oh, I just need some dick. Like, that's like, that's not usually what happens. I'm not saying it never happens. I'm just saying in the vast majority of cases, when women leave men, it is because of what the man is doing or isn't doing. When men leave women, it is often and mostly because that man just has a better opportunity somewhere else. It ain't because of the woman necessarily. That woman could never satisfy him. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what she does. That woman can never satisfy him. Men are insatiable. Men are often insatiable. So it doesn't swing both ways. Acting like we are socialized exactly the same is wild. Every time you do that, it falls on his face. Oh, it goes both ways. It doesn't. Men and women are not socialized the same. Go ahead, man.
Public. So you're saying women won't cheat because they're physically attracted to somebody else and they have.
Generally speaking, no, women don't cheat just because they're physically attracted to men.
No, they won't.
They don't.
Because women have how do you know society? I'm going to tell you right now. You know that generally speaking, when a cheater is going to tell you right now. A cheater's not. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you right now. That's a stupid argument. Women have substantially more to lose in a patriarchal society to cheat on somebody, especially if they're married and have children, or not even, they don't even have to be married or have children. Just live with the person. Because it's going to be harder for them to put the pieces back together than it will be for the man.
I have another reason why women don't.
He'll go sleep in his car. He'll go sleep on the sofa. He'll go back to his parents' house. He'll do whatever. But oftentimes, women are so financially intertwined, emotionally intertwined, into the relationship that they can't just.
I got you.
Pick up and go.
I have another reason, and I personally think this is the biggest reason why women don't cheat on men. Personally, I think it's because women see men as human beings, and they go, "I would hate to do that to my spouse. I would hate to do that to my boyfriend." Whereas men don't see women as human beings; they see women as objects and things to collect. So yeah, they may have a woman that they already collected, but they want to collect another one, and they don't give a fuck about if they hurt their women or hurt their wives or destroy their families or fuck up their kids or whatever the case. They don't give a fuck about that. They just want to put their dicks in something warm and wet. That's what I think.
I personally don't have a narrow mindset. My mindset is broad. I see the evils that men do, but I also see the evils that women do. I don't put nothing past either one of them.
Sure.
Tell me about the societal evils that are caused by women. And don't be vague. Because you said mindset of children. And then we branched off into fairyland. But listen, I want you to tell me something specific that is an evil in society that is a result of women.
Mm-hmm.
Women cheat.
That's not
both done by men and women. That's an evil. Cheating on someone is evil.
Hold on, Mel. I got somebody. They want to ask you. Hold on, wait. Give me a second, Mello. Creature said to Mel, what HVAC comp goes out at 2 a.m. in the morning?
The ones that have any company that you have spent anywhere from 5 to, it don't even matter amount. But when you have spent thousands of dollars and you expect something to be done in your house to be cool, and you come home from work at 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, and it still is 90 degrees in your house in Texas, you call it. Because you paid that money, you call it. That's how that works.
Luck said, wait, so you didn't have enough time to help her care for your child, but when y'all broke up, all of a sudden you're super dad? Cap.
No, it ain't no cap. When she was gone, I didn't have to work as hard.
Yeah, you did. You said that.
You know, I did what I did so she could, you know, have what she wanted.
Bajan came up here. Bajan said he agreed with you. That's why I invited him up here. Go ahead, Bajan. Speak on it, brother.
Hey, Mr. Jones, how you doing, young man? And public.
I'm good, right?
I'm good. What's good with you?
So, you know, I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into it. I don't think it's that complex. I've been on this earth 70 years.
Nice.
And been married twice. And I was a cheater. Can't blame it on my wives. That was it. Just because I wanted some fresh punani. It was there. It was available. Bottom line. But everybody's relationship is you just can't put it in a pigeonhole or a keyhole and say, well, it's this way because society and forget what society is. And I believe him just from the way he sounds. I don't think you can just pigeonhole and say, well, he did something wrong. Maybe he didn't.
He did do something wrong, though. He admitted to doing something majorly wrong already. Yeah.
You mean working too much?
Yeah.
Okay. So if she decided, right, that she wanted to leave because of that, and then he didn't have to work as hard, I believe that as well.
I believe that too.
Yeah. Spend as much money. I mean, again, I know what I did when I was married twice. I was a no good, right?
Yeah.
Plain and simple. But I don't think relationships are just that. I don't think it's that complex even. I mean, if you do the right thing, love each other, you know, I'm sure we all have had relationships that we could have done a lot better in, right? Yeah. All of us. No one's perfect. No one is perfect, right?
Not at all.
But I think you're right. Men cheat just because it's available, right? It's there. No matter how much they love their wife and kids, they'll go back home. But if that punani is there and it's available and it's fresh and you're gonna do it.
I ain't gonna lie, but I ain't gonna lie. My wife is pretty perfect. Like here's what I'll be saying. When people say, and this is and I had this discussion with my cousin like 2 weeks ago, right? I will say this about my wife. I don't know about nobody else's wife. I'm just gonna speak on my wife. My wife, when I say she's perfect, I'm saying my wife has never done anything to me or in my relationship that embarrassed me publicly or privately. She has never lied to me. She has never manipulated me. She's never harmed me. You know what I mean? Like she's never like gaslit me. She's never been controlling. She's never been manipulative. She never cheated. Like I can go down the line, right? So
kudos to her.
Yeah. So to me, I would say that my wife is perfect. Now, I also think that if you ask most men, if they're being honest, that they will say that the women that they're with currently, if not the last women they're with, they would probably say fits that bill, right? Most men would say that, right? Now, when you flip that around, right, and you ask the average woman, can you say that? Has your husband ever embarrassed you publicly? Yes. Has your husband ever flirted with them? Yes. Has your husband ever, you felt like your husband tried to manipulate you, gaslight you, lie to you, did it coerce you, yada yada? Yes. I mean, that we talk 90% of women once you start really itemizing that shit out, right? So these are all, and the reason why I'm saying these things specifically, I'm saying these are things that are catastrophic in a relationship. Women not being perfect is like, my wife, sometimes she's tired. She gets agitated. She'll be snappy and snippy and you know what I'm saying? Like her attitude isn't always well adjusted at all times of the day, right? But that is not the same I would never like try to reframe that as like she's not perfect. You know what I'm saying? Because like, what the fuck are we even talking about now? Because I would never divorce my wife over that type of shit. See what I mean? But manipulating, lying, cheating, public embarrassment, control, abuse, these things are things that will get you left, right? These things are the things that get you left. And that's what I'm saying. So for the men that like to come and be on that, like, man, Mello, like the Mellows, like women ain't perfect and da-da-da-da. Mello claims that he's a survivor of DV. We all don't believe him, but that's what he says. That he is an outlier. His situation.
Public, I will provide the documentation. I was on the news
today.
I made it to the news
today. Now, I'm ready for it now. You're here now. I don't know when I'm going to see you again. You sound older than you are. Bajan look better than you. Bajan's 70 fucking years old. That's a handsome man.
Thank you, bro.
Bajan could have told me he was 55 years old. I didn't fucking know. He told me, I thought he said 70. I said, good Lord. I thought he was 50. Mello said he 50. I said, good Lord. I thought you was 70, my nigga. We don't know if you on deck. You might be on deck for all we know, Mello. Show us the documentation. No, I'm ready. I'm ready for it whenever you are.
You on deck is crazy.
I will say this.
They said Mello and Bajan the same age.
I'm a lot older. But my second wife was damn near perfect, right? On a scale of 1 to 100, she was 99.99. I still cheated, you know. So that I have to concede. Women are different. My first wife, that's a different story. But I didn't want to get into that. But I cheated there. But I still believe Mel. For some reason, I believe him. I don't know why. He just sounds sincere, and you know, some women. I mean, maybe just got that small percentage. She wasn't the one. She didn't do the right thing in the end.
Hey man, I don't have no reason to lie, man. This is, you know, it's all in the past. I done moved on. Everything's fine now. So I don't need to try to, you know, make myself look a certain type of way or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
And what I was trying to get through to public, like he just said, he feel like his wife is perfect.
She may be to him. She may be to him. That's it.
I wasn't. And, you know, I wasn't perfect. She wasn't perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And it just was what it was. She did what she did, and I couldn't, you know, I tried to make it work.
But what if your imperfections led to her imperfections? That's what I'm saying. See what I'm saying? Like
cause and effect.
Yeah, like that. I hear you. Like you can say, "Yep, I wasn't perfect, and my wife wasn't perfect." Cool, but what came first, the chicken or the egg? Right?
Who is? What difference does it make?
I mean, but that's what I just got. That's what I'm saying. I'm not the shit that men be talking about that women ain't perfect. It be like, yeah, you know, I mean, she put on weight after we got married and she just couldn't take it. Like it be shit like that. I'm like, what did your wife what did your wife actually do? Yeah, she also don't got people to help her out every day. You know what I mean? Like she fucking do everything in the house. But what did your wife actually do? Like that, you say she wasn't perfect. What did she actually do? Like what was it? What did she do? How did she abuse you? Where did the abuse come from?
She did nothing.
No, I'm dead serious. What did she do?
She spent money. She gave away money.
Okay.
She would buy food, take her sisters and her mothers out to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Or her not mothers, but
yeah,
take her sisters and mothers out to eat, knowing that the type of the hours that I work, that I wouldn't. She didn't cook, so there wasn't going to be anything at home.
Yeah.
To eat when I finally got there. So for me to walk in the house at 2:00 in the morning.
Well, if you don't come home at 2:00 in the morning, you should have been 8. Like, listen.
Hold on.
I used to come home from the dealership at 2:00 in the morning. You best believe I ate before I came home.
I ate twice before I came home.
No, this is what I'm saying though. If you come home at 2:00 in the morning and your wife got a damn near
even back then in the early 2000s, if she got a $165 bill from Saltgrass Steakhouse, where her and her sister and her mother ate, and you don't have nothing in the refrigerator, it ain't no leftovers for you.
Yeah.
How you gonna feel?
I'm gonna feel some type of way.
I do the vast majority of the cooking.
But wait, I ain't gonna hold you, Mel. I'll be mad tight. If I was out grinding all day and my wife, fuck the cooking for me, I can cook for myself. But if I was out grinding all day, and one of the reasons why I gotta work so goddamn long and hard is because you spending all this money on food, especially on other people, we're gonna have a talk. We're gonna have a talk. We gonna get down, we're gonna get to the bottom of this. Because you're not about to financially abuse me. You're not about to spend up all this money, right?
I put a down payment on a house and didn't even know.
What you mean?
Wait a minute. Now I'm smart. Wait a minute now.
What?
Did she all of a sudden flip a switch? I mean, what happened? When did? I mean,
it was going on. Excuse me. Yeah. It was going on while I was working and just paying attention to making sure.
When did it start? It started when you got to Dallas, right?
When we got to Dallas.
Okay, so as soon as you started to abandon her, she started to react this way. That's what I said. So what came first was you abandoning her, and then she reacted to the abuse. That was her react. That's what I'm saying. Like, so you can say, and this is what men do all the time. It's like men do the shit, fuck the women up, right? Brother, come on. See, man. See?
How am I abandoning her?
We already did this.
If I move from St. Louis to Dallas to where she wants to be and get her everything that she needs to be comfortable and be around the people that she wants to be around. She got her family. She got everything she needs.
No, she needed you.
All I gotta do is go to work.
She needed you, though. So she didn't have everything she needed. She needed you.
So that's grounds for just spending money any kind of way she wants.
No. That's not what I'm saying. That is a reaction, though. That is a real thing. Retail therapy is a real thing. It's a coping mechanism, usually to trauma. It's a trauma response. So she was responding to what you had done to her. And then you go now, fast forward 23 years later, and you're like, she wasn't perfect. She was wrong too. She was reacting to you though. Like you triggered it.
But what about what I did?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I just told you multiple times that I sacrificed everything that I knew. I had another job that I could have took here in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And been very well off.
Okay.
But because she wanted to go to Dallas, because her parents moved down there, I chose to go and do that.
Okay.
So the money was similar, and that's not even the issue.
Okay.
I sacrificed leaving my family to go and let her be where she wanted to be, and it still wasn't good enough.
Yeah, because when you got down there, you had to abandon her so you could work. Like, where are we going around in circles? Like, that's what we already know what happened.
Yeah, you're right. This is not going.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the only problem. I think the only thing.
Your wife is perfect.
Yeah.
Because your wife is perfect. Mine was not.
Well, I don't. But wait. Hold on. You go after this. Look, what I'm saying is my wife. Whenever my wife has ever done anything to me, it was in reaction to me doing something to her. That's what I'm saying.
That's your reality.
That is also your reality, though. You just told us. I didn't just make that up. That's what happened. You just said it didn't start until we moved to Dallas. And then what happened when you moved to Dallas? Oh, I had to work a grip, so I wasn't around as much. Oh, so she was reacting to that? That's what happened. I didn't make that up. That's literally what happened.
Of course, but that was her choice.
What do you mean?
That was her choice.
That was your choice. Y'all made that choice together. And it was a cause and effect. Everything. If we made the choice together, then now you saying I abandoned her. Yes. Okay.
That doesn't make sense.
Wait. How doesn't that make sense?
Because if we made the choice to move to Dallas together, you can't say, okay, when I told her this is what it's gonna be, this is what they want me to do. Okay. And you say, okay, that's not abandoning her. She agreed to that.
But you can, I said, see, the thing is, I think you think abandonment only happens when it's intentional, right? So for an example, if you were, let's say you were doing something illegal or not, doesn't matter, but let's say you were doing something illegal, right? Like intentionally doing something illegal, right? You get arrested, you go to prison, and then you're not around for your wife and your kids. Did you or did you not abandon your kids and your wife? That's abandonment. But did you choose to abandon your kids and your wife, though?
You made the choice, then that's what happened.
Well, I'm saying, I know, but I'm saying you didn't choose to go to jail, though.
No.
Right? You see what I'm saying?
Choice.
You did make a choice that led, yes, you made a choice that led to the abandonment, but I'm saying the thing that actually took you away from your wife and kids was not your choice, though. Like, you didn't choose for that to happen. You didn't want that to happen, but it did, right? My point is, it doesn't matter if you want it to happen or not, it happened. That's what I'm saying. The reality of it was she felt abandoned, i.e., she was abandoned, because that's how abandonment works. If she felt abandoned, she was abandoned. That's my point. So you abandoned her. That's what happened. She reacted to that, and then and then the dominoes fell. Like, that's all that happened.
That's an opinion, bro. I got mad respect for you, Jones. But
so here, I want to say two things really quick. The first one is, if I knew, right, that I was not around, and I'm not necessarily disagreeing with Pub, but just listen to what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
If I knew that I was not going to be around, and that the person I was in a relationship with didn't really cook, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they had no companionship whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
If they was going out with their friends to eat, I'm not bugging about that. Like, I'm not. But now the paying for everybody else thing.
Yeah, that I might have a problem with. Yeah,
that's where it starts to get iffy. But
yeah.
if that's if her friends can't hang out with her because they don't have the financial resources to do so,
mm-hmm. Get better friends.
No, I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with that. But on occasion, I wouldn't see an issue with that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it was something that was happening every night and we racking up money, you know what I'm saying, like hundreds of dollars every single night, then yeah, I'm gonna probably be vexed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that being said, I was in the car industry, you know what I'm saying, for the vast majority of my marriage. And when I wasn't in the car industry, I was running a business, and I was always gone. Always gone. But when I did come home, you know what I'm saying, I did my best to do as much as I could when I was home, but I was always gone. Mm-hmm. And there's a million other things, and I mean a million other things that I did wrong. I felt like, and we talked about this before, Pub, mm-hmm. I would come home at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. The vast majority of the house was shut down at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I just go in my office and play video games.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like I did my job.
Yep.
I went to work.
I did that.
All the money.
I did that.
I paid the bills.
Mm-hmm.
I did my job.
Yep. I definitely did that.
I did my job at work.
Mm-hmm.
I feel you, Jones. I mean, I did all of that.
I did that.
But that wasn't an investment in my relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not. I'm not even joking when I tell you that she told me over and over and over and over and over and over and over again that I wasn't available, mm-hmm. and that I wasn't participating in the family and this and the third. And by the time, I didn't sleep a whole lot. When you're in the car business, you wired all the time. But by the time I tried to make the effort, it was too late.
Yep. Checked out.
They already checked out.
Yep.
It was a wrap.
Yep.
There was no coming back. It was done. I had done all the damage.
And it's one thing for you to be man enough to say you had done all of the damage. But in my situation,
a lot of the things that you said, bro, taking the kids and bouncing, happened to me. Like spending money on like wild business ventures to try to like make money because they want to be an entrepreneur, but like didn't have like an actual job or nothing like that. I can't even tell you how many tens of thousands of dollars. But, you know what I'm saying? But I felt like me doing that would absolve me of all of the other fuck shit I did.
Well, you made me lose track because I was getting ready to say something and now I forgot what it was. But anyway, you know, it's different with everybody, man. You can't, nobody can come over here and say you did XYZ wrong because nobody knows each other's story, you know, tit for tat or whatever. So it just is what it is. That's my experience. Obviously, everybody else's is going to be different. So, you know, you can't. I don't feel like you can a pub. You can tell me like I'm wrong to do something because I'm, you know, I'm pretty sure you can tell I'm not a weirdo.
No, like I don't think you are. I don't think you. I told you that. I don't think you're any of that type of shit. I think you just sound like a typical dude.
Seeing how you handle other dudes.
Yeah.
And I'm not that dude.
You're not that guy. I don't have nothing but respect. That's what I'm saying. This is not like a like call out thing. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm trying to cook. Like I'm just being honest. I'm like, bro, let's be real. I think, you know, my thing is, dog, on some real shit. I just got to this point in this place in my life where not taking accountability just doesn't make any sense to me. Like blaming other people for like, you just get to a point, you just like, that shit's stupid. And I be still got to check myself. Like my wife, she said something to me the other day and I was like, oh, I didn't even know. And she was just like, I don't care. Like, just, you know what I'm saying? She was like, why, what does that matter? Or something like that. And I was like, and then she asked me something else. And I was like, actually, Lennox left the door open, and, you know, or something like that. She was like, it was like this is say, just, okay, bet, I got you. You know what I mean? Like, that's just where I'm at. It's just like, why?
You said you just recently got to that point in your life?
Yeah, I would say within the last few years, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm 54.
Mm-hmm.
I've been looked at all of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I've been looked back at it, and I understand. Like I said, I already knew I wasn't nobody's perfect. You know, I probably said some shit and you know, excuse my French. I mean,
no, you cursing. I don't give a fuck.
I didn't say some shit and done some shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of it out of spite because of what she was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But for the first 4 years, I tried to be the best example, like my father laid down for me. Shit, my father was a terrible example, so.
What'd you say, Beijing?
No, that was Jones sick.
Oh yeah, no, I heard him say about his dad. I thought you said something afterwards. Yeah.
Well, that's another long story, but go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
He stayed working and grinding and doing whatever.
My dad, that was a terrible example. My dad used to wake me up at, like, literally before the sun came up every Saturday and Sunday morning and have me outside working like a dog. And my dad worked like a dog till he was, you know what I'm saying, nearly 70 years old, way past where he needed to retire.
You didn't let me finish.
But that's not a good example.
I was giving a part of an example of what my dad did.
Okay.
My dad was here. He was here in the house. He made us do chores and all that stuff to help out with my mother because my mother didn't work. So that was my example. And along with countless other things, helping in the community, helping with some of these kids that didn't have, my friends that didn't have fathers. My dad was their dude. Okay, I mean, that's good.
My dad did all those things too. My dad did all those things too. My dad would go to the local school, which I'm doing now, and he would do all the gardening and all of the like motor grass and all of that stuff. My dad was heavy in the community. My dad did the same thing for kids who couldn't afford to play in local sports or whatever. He would pay for them to play, especially the ones that had single moms and stuff like that. My dad would shovel out everybody else's walkway when it snowed because most of the people that lived around us, not both of them, but a lot of them were too old to do so. But that doesn't change the fact that my dad thought that all he ever had to do was work and that he didn't have to be, you know what I'm saying,
present,
loving or empathetic, you know what I'm saying, or like any of those things. Like my dad was the most stoic man I've ever known in my entire life.
I'm not disagreeing with any of that. But we all know there's only 24 hours in a day.
I mean, okay.
You know, I mean, he can do all of that, but I'm pretty sure from what you just said, he put y'all first. And then
how was that putting them first?
Who paid the bills?
See, We right back. See, man, we went all the way back to square one. We had this, and that be the thing that be driving me crazy. We didn't went all the way back because that's what you came up here saying, and I was like, why are men so obsessed with it? Now, why? I know why, but you know.
Hold on.
Go ahead. Okay.
Jones, did your dad love you?
If you would ask me when I was a kid, I wouldn't be able to tell you that he did. Because you know what I'm saying? Like my dad believed in corporal punishment. He took that shit to the extreme. So if you would ask me when I was a kid, I'd have told you hell nah. But like me and my dad have had long, you know what I'm saying, like lengthy ass talks since then. So we have a different relationship now than we did when I was a child. So now I would say yeah. Then I would say that my dad didn't even know how to love somebody back then.
He grew to love you.
That might have been, you might consider that wrong, or anybody might consider it wrong. I don't want to get into that.
Definitely wrong.
But what you said is y'all good now.
But
yeah, because my dad grew up, literally. Okay,
but also Jones had to suffer through a ton of abuse.
I can't speak on that.
He just told you.
I just told you.
He just told us right now.
I'm not trying to speak to the level of what it was, because I got my ass whooped. It is what it is.
No.
That's
abuse. Like, what?
Well, yeah, it's abuse, but back then, like when I was growing up, it wasn't abuse back in the late 50s.
It's always been abuse, baby. It's still abuse. It's always been abuse.
Let me correct myself.
Okay.
We didn't think it was abuse. Of course, we know it was, right? But every black family, especially my family, which is from the South and from the Caribbean, ass whoopings were the norm.
It's very normal. It's still it's still normal today in America. But I want to say something.
But it is abuse.
It's always been abuse since its inception. Absolutely. Yeah, hitting a kid for any reason is abusive. Doesn't matter.
It's physical and mental abuse.
Both at the same. Thank you, because the other day some idiot was arguing with me about that, which I found to be odd. But my dad, right? My dad is almost 70. He's almost your age. My dad, when I was younger, I remember him telling me, "Don't hit your kids. Hitting kids is wrong." Now, my dad's an abuser, but in a different way. But spanking, corporal punishment, he was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. He was like, that's crazy. I don't know why black people still out here doing that shit, whooping on their kids. I remember, dude, like, I can remember like one of the first conversations I had with him about that, like it was like in the 80s. Like I was a kid, and then like I remember having it like a good amount of times, like in the 90s. And I remember having it a few times in my life. Way before I had kids, he would just talk. He was like, yeah, man, that's why I never hit you. That's why I never hit your brother. That's crazy. Like hitting kids, I don't understand why black. He was mad. He would be mad about it. Like kids, black people out here hitting on their kids and stuff like that. I never understood it. That's slavery. That's the remnants of slavery. Like my dad was on that shit, right? So I know if his old ass knew, no disrespect, I know if his old ass knew, then his daddy could have known. Then their daddy could have known. Like I don't give a fuck. Just like it's like saying. That mindset to me is like saying that white people didn't know that slavery was wrong, right? But John Brown existed, so you can't tell me that white people didn't know slavery was wrong when there was white people helped Harriet Tubman free the slaves. See what I'm saying? Like, so it was white people that knew that slavery was fucked up. So if they knew, then them other motherfuckers could have knew. That's what I'm saying. So now I want to hear back then, they knew. We knew it was abuse. We knew it was abuse. Didn't give a fuck. We didn't give a fuck. That's the difference. It's not a matter if we knew or not. We didn't give a fuck. We didn't. It's a difference. We always knew it was abusive, forever. We just didn't give a fuck. That's the reality. You can't tell me. You can't tell me as the recipient of the ass whooping that you didn't feel like it was abusive. That's how I knew it was abusive.
It was abusive, believe me.
That's how I knew. That's how I knew. I didn't need no studies. You need a study to prove that to you? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all need to read it. No.
And the thing is, like, and this is my mom and my stepdad, right?
Mm-hmm.
My mom, if she felt I did something wrong and she'd get home from work, what I do, it became a pattern. What I would do is take a shower, whatever, and then go to sleep, thinking that would save me. She would wake me up and tear my ass up.
That's traumatizing. Out your sleep with an ass whooping. Crazy. Now you afraid to go to sleep. Your mama Freddy Krueger.
I don't woke up to many an ass whooping.
Yeah, nah. Hey, I ain't gonna even hold y'all. I see why white people be shooting up their parents sometimes. If that, hey, because if you wake me up, you ain't gonna wake me up out of too many sleeps with an ass whooping before I get to get. I'm gonna get my lick back. I ain't all the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm all but funny. Like I'm not. There's only so much of that type of shit. My mind ain't. I ain't got that type of mind. I break easily when it comes to that type of shit. You with me? I wasn't. I done had about 3 or 4 ass whoopings my whole life. From my, you know what I mean? It was my mama. My dad never hit me. Once my daddy left, my mama whipped me like 3 times. It was like, yeah, that's. I see why your daddy didn't. Well, she never said it, but I'm pretty sure she was just like, that shit's stupid. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, cool, we cool. You see? Okay. And then she just stopped doing it. And then that was it. But I remember that whooping and you be anything that make you do that. Why? Why? Why would you?
She would smoke a cigarette. She would smoke.
My mom too. Before. My mom would smoke a cigarette before. Yep.
With the belt in the hand.
Yep.
Traumatized me before the ass whooping mentally. Right?
Yep.
And then she would pounce on me like,
damn,
man, this gonna hurt you more than it's gonna.
Hey, and that don't say it out. Don't finish it because it's gonna trigger me. That shit is triggering to hear. That's triggering. It's gonna hurt you more. It's gonna hurt me. Then change places with me, nigga. Then trade places with me. Or better yet, don't do it. Like, what the fuck?
Give me the belt.
Give me the belt. Like, what is we talking? Like, you tripping. It's gonna hurt me. Parents the first person to gaslight you is your goddamn parent. That's the first. Before anybody in the world gaslights you, it's your mama, it's your daddy. It's gonna hurt me more than it's gonna hurt you. Fuck out of here. Like, what? Hell no. I'm sitting there like, mama really loves me because she whooped my ass. Cause
take me to the therapist.
Oh shit.
I came home therapizing them.
You know why you're doing that? You know why you're doing that, mama? It's because you got some unhealed.
Reverse psychology.
Bro, I'm probably the worst child that you can raise as parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even trying to be funny when I say this. When your children are smarter than you, it's not good. It's not a good feeling.
Hey, that shit happened. I can almost remember the conversation I was having with my mama when I realized I was smarter than her. Like, I can almost remember the conversation. I remember where I was. Like, I remember where I was in the house. I remember, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember stuff about it. I just don't remember exactly what it was. And I just remember saying something. And then she was like, "What? You know that's whoopty whoop whoop." And I was like, "What?" And then as soon as it happened, I was like, it was like a light bulb. I was like, "Oh, okay. So you are officially smarter than your mom." And my dad, because I like barely talked to the motherfucker at that point. It happened with him when I was in my 30s. It happened later with him. But I remember we were having a discussion / debate like we always did. And his friend was there and he had me on speakerphone. And whatever, I can't remember what it was. It was a surrounding a revolution. My dad is like, he touts himself to be like a black revolutionary. But and long story short, I basically said something about like bloodshed is gonna have to happen, or it's not. I don't remember what side I was on at the time. But whatever I said, I just remember him like saying like nah, and like being like that ain't true, and da. And then his friend was like, no, he's right. And then he like broke it down, and then that's when and I was like, wait, I've probably been right about everything I said to this nigga. Like it all clicked. I was like,
let me tell you, bro, like the teachers would tell my mom and dad at like parent teacher conference, they're like, your son is constantly correcting my grammar. I don't appreciate that. They're like, we're trying to teach history lessons, and your son is like, well, actually. And
oh, you was a well actually nigga.
Yeah, I was definitely that person, bro.
Damn.
And so, like, my parents and like family get-togethers and shit like that would literally come, like, find me having conversations with adults and like, why are you talking to adults? Why are you talking to adults? Go, you know what I'm saying? Like, play with the kids. And I'm like, they're all dumb. Like,
yeah, shit boring.
So,
I can relate. Well, my mom, and this happened when I was about 16, right? And she always said after that, we talked about it before she passed away, and I became an adult. But you were just too damn smart as a kid. But she said one thing one day, and I replied to it. She said, "Oh no." So she said, "You know, you got a smart mouth." And I just said, real quick, simple, it beats being dumb.
Gotcha.
And she lost, and she's like, "That's it. That's it."
Yeah, bro. I used to tell teachers straight to their face. I'm like, yo, you're not as smart as you think you are.
Damn.
Damn. I didn't care, bro.
Damn.
Fifth grade, I spent the entirety of the year in school suspension. I wouldn't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance anymore.
Oh, they was wait. There was wait, what? I stopped standing for the pledge when I was in the 3rd grade. I never got penalized. That's some. Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
Bro, this is Virginia.
Oh yeah, they was on y'all. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
This is not the same, sir.
Got you. Yeah, they was. I just one day I came to school. First day of school, had it. They did the I pledge allegiance. I was sitting there in the class, and the minute I was sitting there like they did that shit. I was like, I ain't never standing for the Pledge of Allegiance again. Not bro, never.
They were like, you have to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I was like, listen, I can't serve 2 masters. And they said, excuse me.
That's some church shit. They should have let you get away with that one.
Hey, listen, bro. I wrote a whole dissertation on this shit, 5th grade, because the first week they had me in the library. That's how it started. So they had me in the library, and they said they wanted me to write exactly why I thought that, you know what I'm saying, I shouldn't have to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Man, I'm quoting Malcolm X. I'm quoting Angela Davis, James Baldwin. They read that shit, and it's like, your son is a menace to society.
Oh, yeah. They was like, get him up out of here. In Virginia, they was going to lock you up. I'm surprised you didn't get lobotomized. They was going to send your ass to the gulag, nigga. Hey, man, I'm about to wrap this thing up. I appreciate y'all. We almost made it to 3 hours. Had a good time on the panel. I feel like we even got somewhere, man. Look at that. I feel like we made, I don't know. Hey, Mel, that's just, I'm hoping against hope, man. But I appreciate y'all coming up, Asian and Mel and Jones. I appreciate y'all, everybody that joined the panel today. Yeah, I'm about to get on and go and eat me some dinner. My stomach growling. My stomach's calling, man. I love y'all for real, for real. Shout out to all the tappers, yappers, and super chatters. Everybody that banged the cash out. Everybody that liked the live, shared the live. Comment, cousins, y'all was going crazy. Y'all almost had me distracted a few times. It was funny. It was good, man. It was good. Good times. I'm gonna see y'all mañana, maybe tomorrow, Sunday.